of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Camelot Smite League Arthur Division. Lancelot support Mechanus Kadisi is here with Cthulhu Senpai, a Arthur Division solo laner.
Good evening, everybody.
And first ban, we have Ao Kwong. What are your thoughts on this Ao Kwong ban?
Definitely something to ban. A lot of people have been fucking playing that shit and abusing it like me in solo lane. Definitely a really strong fucking god to be playing in the lane. Even in the jungle with that execute.
And then straight into the Kukulin ban, which I do like Kukulin as a ban as well. But again,
Definitely.
solo lane is the guy to ask about this one as well, though.
Kukulin has a really prominent laning phase with Bluestone being back in the meta again. His rage form gives him a lot of pressure in that lane and allows him to just force the enemy under tower. And
Oh,
he's not really that susceptible to the ganks going on. He can easily get out of them, being able to dash and then leap away or ult out as well. With the
number of
knockback.
times I've had a Kukulin leap over some of my support ults. It's kind of annoying. Immediately into the Mage ADC bans, though. Freya, Soul, and Chronos ban now. Wow.
Probably
Lot of
expecting
hate.
to see the Oleron ban here coming up next as well. Mage ADCs are pretty big right now.
Mage ADC is very, very potent. I know that I've been feeling the burn of that Cyclopean ring as a support. 8% of my max health gone. Yikes. That does hurt. And it stacks
Especially
fast.
with that Freya and Oleron. Oh, but they let him through and they
Ooh.
banned the Cleo. Another prominent ban right there. I've had games where Cleo completely melts me when she's in the walls.
Leodna is definitely a good ban. Personally, I just call her Chlorine, though. She melts stuff just like
but that's
Chlorine
not
would.
stream friendly.
We've had this discussion. And the Oleron top pick.
Now, the Jester's probably planning this pick to be taken by Vibe Driver for sure. His ult is extremely powerful in most phases of the game, having that massive slow field. And
For
he
sure.
does abuse Cyclopean Ring pretty well as well.
For sure, but I mean, the rest of his kit does not necessarily feel that great. And if his ult is down, his kit just feels lackluster.
Yes, but they could be going for the late game comp, building around the Oleron as well.
That is a very fair point. That is absolutely a fair point. As we're waiting on the second pick, though, what are your thoughts on their overall bans by these two teams?
Definitely the Alquang and the Kukulin were going to be solo bans, and the Alquang could have been Flexion of the Jungle as well. There were really solid bans here in the early game. The Cleo I did not really expect to see, but it is
Tiamat.
obviously why she's banned. And now we're having
Ish
the Tiamat and the Ishtar picked up here.
Absolutely, the Ishtar Tiamat kind of return into Oleron. I'm a
That
pretty
is not
obvious picks.
that is not a good trade for the Oleron right there. Tiamat being able to immune it, same with Ishtar. And Ishtar being the prominent number one physical ADC still, even after all those nerfs.
I don't know if I entirely agree with you. Yeah, they're both able to immune the ult. Don't get me wrong, that is huge. But just the way that the items in the meta currently work against each other, from what I've been hearing around the Vine, Mage ADCs just outdo their physical competition right now in a massive way.
They do, but that is simply because of Cyclopean Ring at the moment. Ishtar should be able to outbox the Oleron if she builds correctly, but that is still a big if.
Fair enough. And we're getting the Merlin Thor coming through, and Merlin coming through in response. I
So
like the
they're
Thor pick quite a bit.
I do too. They're definitely picking some high burst gods to balance out the Oleron's late game. So they're gonna
And
try to
then
go for probably more early game oriented gods here.
I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have thought of Merlin as burst, but I'll take your word for it. You're the one that knows more than me. And it looks like a Daji hover is the last pick.
Daji.
Yeah.
Daji, to be honest, I would not expect to see it, but I have not even tried it, but I've heard she is extremely powerful right now in the jungle lane. The jungle
She
lane.
burns beads with
Jungle lane.
Powwow, and then combined with any beads burning support, she just can shred people down, pull people back in. She can be an absolute menace if her abilities go off proper. Guan Yu, the next ban, alongside an Atlas ban, probably don't need an Atlas 2 burning beads.
The Guan Yu ban is definitely something I expected to see. He's another one of those strong solo laners, being able to just melt in lane and even in late game, and also abusing the Sunder Axe, as well as the Achilles ban, being able to easily abuse the current Sunder Axe meta and Bluestone as well.
Is it really Sunder Axe over Animosity Axe?
It is really Sunder Axe. You're able to get about 500 true damage per
Oh
ability.
boy. Jeez. That's rude. That's just rude. Ending with
And the
an Ares ban. Yeah, they really do not want anyone but Daji burning those beads off of people.
well, they're gonna
And
have a big problem with that. With the
not
Sobek coming in for the solo lane more than likely here.
as a support player myself, I don't necessarily agree with that. The only thing you're really looking at as far as Sobek and beads is the pluck, and he puts himself well out of position for it.
That
So I
is true,
and
but
it's so
looking
single target.
looking here at their comp, they're planning on burning all the beads just for Daji.
True.
They all have some form of CC that can isolate a single character or multiple at the same time.
Vomit.
And even if Sobek dives in,
Athena.
he's probably gonna just sacrifice his life for that pluck.
Vimana Athena rounding out the Vibe Tribe draft. That's a pretty strong draft. Merlin very safe. Thor, especially bringing up the multitude of ways to the multitude of ways that the Jesters have to CC their opposition here. Thor, that CC immune ultimate. Oleron, his ability to just slow everything that comes in down.
And
So
picking that Athena to help balance out the Oleron's laning phase and keep him as safe as possible with that ultimate.
absolutely,
The Vamana
that's a
solo, I would not really have expected here. I have not seen him played as much.
Hercules.
And the Herc solo, I could definitely see here. They're both
Hercules.
users. They're both going to probably be abusing Warrior's Axe,
I would
but
assume.
Hercules will probably go into Sunder, and Vamana will definitely go into Animosity here.
Seems the likely build strategy for both teams for sure. Personally, I like Vibe Tribe's draft a little bit more than the Jesters. It feels like the execution threshold on Vibe Tribes is a little bit lower. But what's your overall opinion on
Vibe Tribe does have a lot of burst coming out of the Merlin and Thor combos, with the Athena taunts being able to burn the beats for Olaron ult, and for Mon just being able to chase down and lock down targets. But the Jesters picks definitely feel like they're going to be picking around a single character. I am just not 100% sure which character. It could be any one of those 5. Could be the Daji or the Tiamat or the Ishtar. Or they could just be
That's
downright annoying, and that's the plan.
that's certainly fair. So, in a moment here, it seems into game 1 will go. Vibe Tribe and the Royal Jesters kicking it off. Game 1 of the final week 1 set. Personally, I've always expected a lot out of Athena's just because her kit's so good. But who are you expecting to see the most of if their team is going to win?
I am definitely expecting to see the most coming out of that Merlin. Being
That's
able
fair.
to completely shred a tank with his prot shreds and just spam 4 abilities at once. If they can keep him just insta-casting abilities in the backline, I'm expecting him to be the one popping off in the late game more than the Oleron. Or the Thor in the early game as well.
That's absolutely fair. At this rate, again, only time will tell.
The only problem I can see with both comps is they both have about 2 objective secures, being Merlin and Thor. But besides that, it's just going to be an all-out brawl for every objective.
So it seems like we've got a bit of a wait here coming up. So I do apologize. Uh, Cthulhu, what do you want to do?
We can go ahead and take the break for a second.
All right, we're gonna go into break right quick, everybody, and we'll see you out on the other side for game 1 of the last set of week 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Getting into game 1 of the last set of week 1 here for the Camelot Smite League in the Arthur Division. Mechanics Kadisi is here, back again with Cthulhu Senpai.
Howdy
As
doody.
quite honestly, we wait to see the game underway.
So it definitely looks like they're all just bouncing around the camps. Still got a minute till the game starts. We got some people saying Ishtar is way better than Olo. Olo spanks them, everything in the chat right now. What's everyone thinking about this game? Who thinks you're going to win? Who y'all got your money on? Definitely seeing some interesting things going on. The Thor opted to go for Eye of the Jungle instead of the Bluestone. Daji did go to the Bluestone instead of Eye of the Jungle. We're seeing Warrior's Axe on both of them, but Vamana is going to be going Golden Blade. Benevolence
sure.
into Sentinels. They're both starting their Spectral.
All right.
And apart from
So
that, the builds are more likely the same, besides the ADCs.
certainly it looks like Vibe Tribe getting their camps done first. Kind of expected from a Merlin and Thor there, though.
It looks like dual lanes are going to be colliding together, but the Jester's going to be a little bit behind on that wave.
Yeah. And in mid, their Jesters are just straight up behind the to Vibe Tribe
Jesters
right
have
now.
fallen behind in the left lane. The mid is close to dead even, but solo lane looked like Vamana had fallen behind slightly.
Olorin getting some good poke down the Sobek. Gonna make it to where that Sobek doesn't really want to charge in right now.
You
And
got
Merlin,
both jungles hovering over left. It looks like Thor might be rotating back to mid. Daji was going to rotate to the left, but she decided
Sobek
to
with
go
some
for
good
speed.
poke down on Olorin, but both sides are safe again there.
Daji is rotating to the left. It looks like she's going for this gank here on this next wave, while Thor goes to mid.
She
He's not
doesn't
going to be
have...
able to get that kill in mid, though.
Oh, of course not. Tiamat can play pretty safe. Daji going all the way around.
This might be the first blood over.
There's the plot. Daji coming in behind. Olarin's got to run.
This is going to be first blood over.
There's only so much he can do, though, as Daji comes in and first blood to the Vibe Tribe right here, and probably going to be second blood as well.
And they take the dual
Second
lane.
blood.
Storm there.
Elite Tortuga with a gank, getting both TJK and Vito in the dual lane.
So already we see the jungle and for the Jesters going up in their gold lead.
All right.
Vamana seems to be slightly winning the solo lane, having more poke against the Hercules here. But Herc's just gonna do Herc things.
Herc always does Herc things. Until he dies.
Fun
And then he comes
solo
back and
level.
does more Herc things.
The Merlin is definitely falling behind on his clear over.
Ooh,
and
an Olorin yet
goes down
again.
again.
You cannot have this if you're playing Olorin. Cannot have that happen in the early game. Going down 0-2 to the Ishtar, who's going to have your number until late game anyway. That's pretty big.
That Oleron pick into the Ishtar for the early game was very poor. Simply because they let that level 1 game come in.
Yep.
He's not a character you want to play behind, and you have to at least be on level and playing safe, or be ahead and playing aggressive.
Absolutely. So having him behind right here is a big problem for Vibe Tribe. Let's see how they respond, though. They can still fight back into this game. It's not that far out.
They can definitely drag this game on until probably 40 minutes here.
Merlin and Tiamat just kind of trading abilities, though Tiamat low mana might be looking to back up here. Or eat the green buff and just get 10 MP5.
So she's probably going to do her red, green, and then do the wave and just back there in mid. Just to play it out safe. Thor is looking to gank left lane right now.
And the pluck yet again on the Olorin, who
This might just
makes
be
it
Oleron.
out, but the gank down from Thor, the ult out from Ishtar.
This is going to result in a
Ishtar
good
goes
kill.
down, Daji getting the kill back in. Elite Tortuga showing he's here to stay.
He's showing his presence in this lane right here. Just as
Palau
he's gonna
down
catch this
and Athena down with it.
Thor looking to try to trade here, but he's too low to continue. Merlin rotated over.
For the
Tiamat
farm.
is slightly
You just
hovering,
gotta-
going back to
you
mid.
just Absolutely. And I agree with this Merlin coming in, just getting the farm. You're going to make sure that it gets used. Same with this Tiamat.
Vamana doing
Oh.
Vamana things, sneaking around the right jungle there, stealing a little harpy.
Absolutely. Athena is gonna hold this wave, make sure it doesn't crash into tower.
Olaron's trying to contest for that silver buff over in dual lane, but he decides to back out and go back to his wave.
As he should. He doesn't have the fight potential right now.
If it was me, I would have been dead. The
Yeah.
pluck in mid on Merlin. Doesn't seem like he has his flicker, but he's still gonna get out alive.
Sobek landing these plucks right now, but
I don't think I've seen.
what
Sobek
happened
miss
in
a pluck.
solo? The Athena ulting in, and the
Yes.
Hercules dead there for it. Good ult
Yep.
by the Athena.
So
And
1-for-1
Ian
trade
Eyes,
over in solo.
and Ian Eyes looks to be getting ahead, possibly.
With the Hurt going 1-1 and Ian Eyes going 1-0 right now, we should be seeing him having more gold than the Hurt. But I'm pretty sure that Golden Blade is gonna hurt him more than it will help him.
From what I recall, I don't play a lot of solo lane, but the Golden Blade is supposed to help with wave clear. Or at least I know it does. I know it does with Horus.
But personally, I would prefer to build the defenses on Vamana in solo lane and go for ability damage.
Now, I don't know why they're bringing the buff over to the Ishtar, but it seems to have done what it needed to do.
So it
as
looks like
Freedman.
there, the plan was to entrap her inside the buff while trying to secure their own buff. That is a very smart plan. I like that idea.
And it worked. Though Hercules looking for a kill here. Just misses. the
Barely
knock-up
misses
there.
that knock up there.
Thor rotating back around here. Just
So we do
taking
have
his camps.
4-3 now on the left side of the map for both teams.
What I want to see from this Athena here. Let me get a look at what she's building right quick. So
Dodgy
yeah,
is
what I
looking
want
over
to.
in the left lane again.
Oh, of course, she's been just loving her time over here in duo. She's
With that
all ready for.
being placed right there on that entrance, though, he is very wary of coming out of that tower line right now.
Oh, I don't blame him. The way
Merlin gets
Dodgy's
some
been
good poke
playing, I
over
don't
mid
blame
as
him.
well.
Absolutely, though it doesn't. Nothing's
This is
really going to go on either way there. Both mid
gonna
laners are
result in a
pretty
back
safe.
there.
Yeah, both mid laners are pretty safe. And a gank on this Hercules again. The wall behind him. The boulder out from Hercules. The hammer down and charging strike? What's that ability called?
I think it's called Charger Strike.
And the charging strike down from Hercules.
So we do
It's
have
so
Dodgy
simple, I
looking
overthink
mid.
it.
She's trying to throw as much pressure into every lane as she possibly can outside of solo here, because she saw that Thor was in that right jungle. Looks like she's gonna opt to go for it back while Herc loses his blue buff here. That's gonna be very painful for him in that laning phase.
I do really love the way both teams are trying to play this. The only real questions I have are whether this Olorun can take the hand he's been dealt and make it work anyway. The same to this Athena. This duo lane, if they can get back in the game, they're a real threat.
Well, Athena having a 2-level, or Sobek having a 2-level lead over the support. I think Olaron will be about the same, maybe a little bit higher.
Well, it's worth keeping in mind here. Vibe Tribe have a deficit in the duo lane in particular, the support and the ADC, of course. But they're winning everywhere else.
That is true. They are winning in the solo lane and throwing like a draw down in mid lane there. But it looks like the 1 level is just the difference there. He should be fine coming out of his laning phase with just his ultimate. And we do have a fight going on by the Gold Fury there. It's not going to result in a pick, but it should force the Sobek to back.
Sobek's
Sobek's going to
healthy.
be rotating over to duo lane instead.
Thor looking to do something here, but also going to result in a nothing burger there.
Yep. the Thor had
We're
just waited
looking
for
at
that
a fight over
back.
here for the left mid Harpies. But they're just cleared too fast.
They got
and
Dodgy running down the Thor. She decides to back off. Looking over in that dual lane one more time.
Oleron really
Trying
not
catch him
wanting to
between the
deal with
towers.
Oleron does not want to deal with that. He is between his own tier 1 and tier 2 tower there. And this Oleron just trying to endure the hand he's been dealt.
This Oleron really needed a start over in dual lane to have any presence right now, and it's just not going to happen that way. They've made sure of that with that early gank, the gank after that gank, and the gank after that gank.
Very clean play in that dual lane from the Royal Jesters here. As we have a potential fight going on that left side. The junglers both rotating over, but
Or does have Anvil of Dawn here.
Vito looking to move in.
Thor's looking at the
Vito with
dodgy
the pull.
instead. I don't know what the team was thinking there, but that would have been a kill. Thor does have that Anvil of Dawn. Oleron does have his ultimate as well.
Thor looks like he's going in on this Dodgy potentially. And he's gonna back out. Don't want to go under tower. Don't want to hit their tower like that. Not at this level.
The problem here is he has that ultimate up. And he should be spamming that on that dual lane as well. Whether he gets the beads or not, alongside that Athena taunt, that would have been a kill if he had just ulted straight to dual lane there.
I think there he's also keeping that Dodgy from going in and wreaking more havoc. So
That
it can go either way. It can go either way.
But them having two powerful ults like Anvil of Dawn and Oleron's zone, there's a lot more to be having that dual lane early game, and even in the mid game right now. And we see Ishtar
Not
just
to mention
purple buff.
Not to mention, of course, the Defender of Olympus from Vito's Athena here. And the mid Harpies again going to the Royal Jesters. This
That
time,
would
though,
be the
not.
Oracles this time.
It was. You're right. My
Giving
bad.
them vision on that Gold Fury. They're probably going to be attempting to gank this dual lane and get rid of this Thor as well here, so they can try to secure this Gold Fury in the early game.
I'm a support. What do I know about buff timers?
They're definitely looking to try to secure this early Gold Fury here. But it looks like the
Vibe Tribe is aware that this is going on. And they're coming in to challenge. Athena dashing in. Taunt down on the Ishtar, but I don't think that's the target Athena wants. She's gonna melt.
Gold Fury does go to the Royal Jesters. With ENI's rotating in, he takes the kill on the support. Big ult from Oleron, taking the beads of Dodgy.
Dodgy, though, going up in the Paolo.
Takes the Oleron's beads there.
And dies to the Merlin.
Now he does have Anvil of Dawn up here. But what they should be doing is rotating to that Pyromancer right here and now. And they are definitely going to be doing this.
Though if this Tiamat's not careful, she can get picked out here. But it looks like she's going to back off and let them be well enough alone.
Still going to be on a 6-second timer here. But it looks like
Tiamat
pushing up
rotating in.
But that burst from Merlin comes in and they secure the Pyro.
Absolutely. She wasn't going to be nearly in time. Though Ishtar over here clearing this wave.
Now we see both the passions down over in dual
breaking
lane
out
for the Vibe Tribe.
A fight
Ishtar should be able to
mid,
bring their power down in dual lane as well, so that's going to be gold for them.
Ishtar seems to be looking at the gold buff.
There's about a 2k gold lead going for the Royal Jesters right now. After securing the Gold Fury against the Vibe Tribe and taking that T1 tower over in duo.
Yeah,
they're going to be looking at
1.2k XP diff. Thor going in.
Anvil of Dawn coming down.
And Anvil of Dawn securing the kill on Dodgy. The wall coming down.
Sobek does have ult here.
And we'll get away with
right
it
now. Now for that next fight, Dodgy will have her ult up. but Anvil of Dawn should be up by that time as well, because we see that he has 30% cooldown now.
That he does. And the Hercules plucking the Thor out of position. This should be a kill. The pluck, the defender of Olympus to get him out.
Merlin's trapped. He's stunned. Athena's out of mana.
Vibe Tribe is all
get out
low,
alive there.
and yet somehow everybody gets out. Teleport coming in from Hercules. Just going to be defending his tower there, though. As Ian is dashing back into mid. He's going to go ahead and soak up that wave.
As all the show lanes do. Steal the way from every lane. Get fed yourself.
I mean, that seems to be the thing for every laner. As a roamer, I just gotta go mooch off of y'all, right? That's my job. Thor coming in. Thor almost getting the kill here. Anvil of Dawn up.
This is going to be a secured kill on Dodgy right here and now. Oh!
And Ian is securing the kill.
Ian Eyes had blinked in, so that was an ult and a blink for that. They're going to be coming over to the right lane here too, trying to gank this hurt. There's the stun, there's the hammer, there's that. The taunt, all the abilities are out, the knock up.
Hercules knocking up Ian Eyes, but it doesn't matter. Tower goes down anyway. Tiamat ultimate comes out, the tornado. Thor looking really low. Thor gonna have to portal out there. The wall from Thor, defender of Olympus coming down on Thor to get Athena into this fight as Ian Eyes goes into his own ult. The taunt coming down, but it looks like beads from Tiamat and Merlin poke and a disengage called by Vibe Tribe.
We do have the Oleron over in mid. Ishtar's pushing the left tower one more time. Oleron should be able to take the mid tower here, and Ishtar will probably trade it for the left T2 as well.
Absolutely, and while none of us like to face split pushing, it works for a reason.
Ishtar took advantage of that fight over and right, gave their team another gold lead. She's backing away now, but we see Thor still pushing it. He doesn't realize she's there yet. He misses the wall. And
Thor up in the air, and the Anvil of Dawn stunned down. Ishtar looking for the kill, the wall down.
Thor is gonna barely escape this while his
No,
team
he won't.
in. Oh,
No, he
oh!
won't. Sobek Pluck is gonna secure that kill.
Now I have not
Oren.
seen this Sobek missed a single pluck in this 18-minute game here.
This has been very good. Textbook Sobek play from Riz God Richard.
Give this man a promotion.
As his team is now going for the Gold Fury. And quite honestly, it should be free here, except Vibe Tribe still looking at it. Athena going in with the taunt. Can they get anything here? Sobek critically low, but so is Athena. As Athena goes back in, Defender of Olympus down!
We have Athena and Vamana in the backline right now.
So let's say Hercules in the backline of Vibe Tribe, and it looks like the team that's going to win this fight
It
is going to be the Royal
Jesters there
Jester.
with that kill on Ionized. But Intric does take a kill on Daji. He takes a kill on the Ishtar. He's still going for more, but he's going to drop down to the boulder.
Boulder's going to take him. Thor is going to grab the Tiamat.
Done. So a 3-for-3 trade there. We still have two up. Both being high damage dealers here. Oleron's rotating over, trying to...
Hercules and Sobek, the only two. Hercules and Sobek, the only two up to try and contest. Hercules plucking the Thor off of Sobek.
Or beads goes down.
Forced to back. Thor, never mind. Sobek at critical health, but it doesn't matter. Hercules with the kill on Chaos Kuzumbo.
Now that was a really bad
possibly
decision
a
there.
Gold Fury steal. Hercules with the Gold Fury!
Now that was a very bad play coming from
this
that
man.
forward.
This Chad of a Hercules right now.
He went from a quarter HP back to almost full in just a matter of seconds.
What is it?
Now this is a
What?
true solo player right here.
What is
everyone
going on
loves to
here?
see.
Vibe
Ishtar
Tribe.
goes in. Hurt comes
Vibe
back
Tribe's
with low
trap
mana.
falling apart right now.
Another
He and
kill
I
for the
is trying
support.
to grab this kill, but he just can't do it. Not enough
Ian Eyes goes
shields.
down as well.
Not enough health. And the Royal Jesters just walk away with everything.
Where it all went wrong there was when Thor decided to hammer and teleport in on that Sobek there.
Even if he gets the kill, Thor dies there, but that turning that entire fight was also just really good on the Jesters. That still could have gone wrong in a number of different ways.
They had the potential to take that goal.
Thor looking to try and steal this. Thor looking to try and steal this, but I don't think he has a fight in.
But we see Athena in the back going towards the Pyromancer.
She's trying. She's got the potential until Herc pulls her away.
Hercules doing Hercules things. What can I say?
Hercules is as Hercules does.
So here we can see the level difference between all the players currently. There's a 4-level deficit over for the supports, 3 for the carries. Mids are definitely even, same for the jungles, but the solo laner is still ahead. And we have Oleron over here taking the Bastions, it looks like.
Getting some gold, some farm.
It definitely looks like the Royal Jester is going to try to set up for fire here.
If I'm this Oleron, I'm just trying to farm up, hit 20. I don't even want to leave lane anymore. I just want to hit 20.
And they're going to be setting up this Fire Giant right now. Ian is rotating over, same with Athena. Merlin had just back. Thor with Anvil of Dawn. It's down to half HP here.
All it's up for both sides. No one really committing from
we have Thor in the air right there. We have Anvil of Dawn come down on Daji. Daji's.
And we have Powlow out. Powlow ult, Powlow down.
Fire Giant down
ult. We have Oleron's ult coming out.
Daji goes down, Oleron ult.
Defender of Olympus down. Oleron getting the kill on Sobek. Athena critically low, being chased by the Hercules.
Hercules blinks in, takes the Athena, rotates out.
And it looks like a disengage called from Vibe Tribe.
A 2-for-1 trade there, going in the favor of the Royal Jesters, having taken the Fire Giant as well. It seems like Vibe Tribe just can't seem to get their hands on the objectives right now.
Not only can Vibe Tribe not seem to get their hands on the objectives, but while they took out a big target in Elite Tortuga on that Daji, the mid laner and the ADC both have the Fire Giant belt around their waists. And with Tiamat, that can turn into a third belt. Fire Giant, red buff, and speed buff. That is a scary combination of buffs to have on one person.
You're forgetting one more factor into that.
Oh?
The silver buffs.
Oh boy.
Having
yeah,
an extra
those
cooldown from the solo lane as well as the extra shield coming from the duo lane.
And Athena gonna dash away there, wanting no part of that. Oleron having to back away before he gets looked at. Charge prey.
Both their ults are over in the duo lane, and they're going to be trying to do this Gold Fury here again. Herc is coming in the back line.
Veto, Defender of Olympus.
It looks like they're going to try to collapse on this.
Defender of Olympus going out.
Daji ult down as well.
Powlow down.
Onto Merlin. Royal Justice have taken the gold here as well. Herc is going. No, that's Sobek going low.
That's
and Trick down. Sobek escapes with ult. Athena down. Oleron ult out. Oleron is down as well.
Again, just a really clean fight from the Royal Jesters. Really taking it to him. Rizgod Richard. Has he missed a charge prey yet this game?
Only
Has he missed a single one?
Only when he wanted to.
Is that a miss, though?
It is if you want to count it.
No. If your target is open air because you're trying to run, that's not a miss.
It's over here in the player damage. We're definitely seeing that Merlin pick come through, having the second most damage in the game. But He's just getting dove on, and it's just not going well for him. Alongside that, Ishtar just melting everyone in her path, including this Phoenix. They definitely set up this trap for that Oleron pick there.
Absolutely. And mid lane T2 going down as well. If I'm the Jesters right now, I'm just tour de force. Take the right lane. Everyone's real full health.
They're going to be rotating over that Pyromancer instead. They're probably going to back up, get ready
Pyro
for
the
Fire
call.
Giant.
Can't blame them. No reason not to.
And they're going to plan on completely pushing that solo lane down right on that next fire.
Gold difference and XP difference have hit the 5-digit point. Point in the game where you look at the differences and start thinking about game 2.
I can definitely see that Sobek being a prominent ban for the next game, alongside the Tiamat as well.
The problem with Sobek into the Ola run is Charge Prey can really put Olo out of place, and you have to really maneuver in order to make sure that Sobek misses that ability.
Of course.
Veto, looking to veto their chances at getting that Fire Giant, but
Already half health by that hurt. That Thundering Axe with the true damage.
That's a quarter. It's only a quarter gone. That's not a quarter.
Let's give it a second. Give it a second.
Yeah, give him a second to use Defender of Olympus, you mean.
But we do see that Thundering Axe coming into play there, being able to just drop that massive amount of damage onto that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it looks like the Royal Jesters are going to start up the Fire Giant. Ianai's pulled into the pit, and he has to dash away, already half health.
That Thunder is coming into play here pretty well. Oleron's just firing autos away, backing away.
Or looking for the Anvil of Dawn. Who is he going to go in on? That's the big question. Or is he?
Fire Giant's down. Going for the Royal
Anvil
Jesters.
of Dawn backing away.
Now.
And Royal Jesters looking to take the right side here. Minions already at the Titan room. This is looking dire for Vibe Tribe as they have to set up now for one last hurrah. One last defense on the right side, Phoenix, as Hercules initiates the assault.
Now having that
Camelot from Dodgy is going to pull nobody here. Defender of Olympus out to make sure the Olorin can live a little bit longer. Ianai's pulled back in, has to go into the ultimate. Big baby down! Olorin, ultimate down, as they are defending their Titan.
This is going to be game here. They have 5.
They're defending their Titan.
Royal Jesters.
And it looks like the Jesters don't want to go into the Titan room.
They're going to opt out and go for that mid Phoenix here instead. Force them into that pressure of the minions. With Oni Fury, I believe, being the next one up.
Vito trying to get that heal right quick. Only ultimate up. Anvil of Dawn for the defending Vibe Tribe team here, as the Royal Jesters are going to opt to just back off entirely.
We got about a
and go for this Gold Fury.
Gold difference right here. They're going to go for that Gold Fury. Now, is this an Oni Fury, or is this a standard?
This is a Primal.
Definitely not as much needed, but they're going to be cycling for that Oni Fury here, for sure. With that coming in next, with Oni Fire, they're going to be pushing for that left Phoenix, and then just shoving down the rest of the waves with Onis. All Vibe Tribe really needs here is just one good fight to go their way.
But when your support is down 4 levels, you usually look to the relics to allow that to happen, and Athena hadn't had a chance to build those up either. Though it looks like neither...
We do see that Thunder being picked up on the Athena, the second slot. Not sure if that was a good pick. Having that extra damage is nice, but there are better relics to help heal for your team.
Ianai is just there as 3 members of the Royal Jesters show up as well.
Ian just does not care. He wanted that fuck. He wanted those harpies. If that ain't
As
solo lane
Oleron
mentality,
attempts
I
to
don't know
back,
what is.
and we're looking maybe this time at the final fight.
This might just be the final fight. If they can get enough picks, that'll
Charge
be
prey down,
easy
getting
end.
Ionized. Anvil of Dawn, big hit on 2 targets. The boulder from Hercules hitting 4 for massive damage.
We have Ishtar
Ionized trying to get into that back line.
back.
Veto down, Ionized down, double kill to the Tiamat as only the carries are left, and even they won't stand in the way for long.
Our clappy commissioner is so evil.
Hawk taking a lot of damage from the Titan. Daji trying to go into the fountain to kill somebody. As try as they
They
might,
pull that far
Tribe
out.
Tribe
Huge and
cannot stop the Royal Jesters. So far, this set stands at 1-0 to the Jesters.
Now that game was extremely decisive from the very beginning with that start into a lane.
Absolutely. A very strong start. Rizgod Richard not missing a single pluck. Around walls, even.
Looking here at the final builds and damage, we definitely see that Merlin pick did shine.
Merlin showing
Oleron
bright.
pick, though, did not keep up with the Ishtar.
And something you would expect to see Thor do a lot more of. You would expect a Thor to out-rotate a Daji, but Elite
Or
Tortuga on this Daji pick just out-rotating the Thor.
Chaos Kuzumbo looked like he was trying to save that ult as much as he could. Even with that 30% cooldown, he was very conservative using that ultimate. With it being semi-global, he could have been rotating to either mid or duo at the same time, or solo and mid at the exact same time. Just back
Honestly,
and forth.
the most impressive performances in this game have to go to Rizgod Richard and Elite Tortuga, combining for a grand total of 9, 7, and 21 out of your roaming players. That's a slash line to look at. That's pretty.
Of course. Rizga setting up all those plucks for Sobek. Just he fit well into that team.
Sobek also not exactly a Guardian right now who you would think as a top pick, top ban, not a top Guardian.
Another menace definitely being that Hurt just running at the back line, not giving a care in the world at all.
Or tried to shut that down, but just couldn't do enough to him.
Between letting
So,
the Hurt just do what he wanted and letting the Dodgy get instant damage off alongside the Sobek plucks, it's just game over at that point.
that being said, we're looking at getting ready and heading into game 2 in this best of 3 between the Vibe Tribe Arthur Division and the Royal Jesters Arthur Division. Mechanus and Cthulhu signing off of game 1.
myself. Exhale, cause I heard it helps. But same old way I felt. Resting on my shoulders. Cold night in a sleepless bed. White eyes with a glaze of red. I'm going round and round. It won't let me out. Sing when I swim. I'm drowning in. I sing when I swim from the pressure in my.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Royal Jesters Vibe Tribe. We are going into Game 2. Mechanus Kadisi is here, back with Cthulhu Senpai, as the
Let's-
Royal Jesters are up 1-0, and already the Soul Band comes right back out.
And Freya falling right after as well.
Here we go again, as magical ADCs, or just magical ADCs.
Probably going to see the same top 3 bands here. Freya, Sol, Kronos, or Alquang, and Colin being banned here probably.
I would assume.
Unless they do want to ban out some of those respect bans, say the Herc, the Sobek, or the Tiamat there.
I think Tiamat is definitely worth the top ban. She just has so much to offer to either team.
We see
And
a
the
Naja ban here.
That's a change up, and that's from the winning team. Okay.
Now this looks to be like they're going to be picking a comp that could be countered by certain gods here. Trying to lock down that Nausea so they can't get him. Alquang being banned as well here.
Just a solid ban. Al Kwong very dangerous in the solo lane right now.
As well as the jungle just being easily able to remove a single person from combat. The Guan Yu being banned early as well. Definitely looking to ban out characters for a comp. They might be trying to secure some of those top picks, like a Kronos maybe, or a Colin for that solo laner.
Sounds like it. Let's see how Vibe Tribe respond to this. Nija is a bit of an interesting ban. Can be played not just in the jungle, but definitely a good support pick right now, too.
As well as a moderate solo laner being able to also abuse the Thunder Axe meta currently.
Not just abuse the Sunderax meta, but abuse the Bastions. Ring
That
toss
too.
on the Bastions? Oh, it's disgusting. And Kronos coming out as the third ban from Vibe Tribe. So
And we're going to be seeing the Colin being locked in here. As well as the Cleodana being hovered over for Vibe Tribe. Both really solid first round picks.
the first round of picks, it really is looking pretty good. Kook Lane and that solo lane is just something you don't want to see. You don't want that running down at you.
And we have Vibe Tribe
Ishtar.
taking that Ishtar pick away from the Jesters. And I have a really good feeling we're going to be seeing the Oleron coming through here for the Jesters.
If Oloran comes through for the Jesters, I mean, there's a reason I've never personally been afraid of facing an Oloran. Again, if the Oloran is really good,
Rom.
instead it's a ROM. Very good objective secure from that ultimate Astral Barrage.
Really
the
good
other
pick here coming into the carry role. I'm not really sure where all of the physical ADCs stand, but I feel like Rama would be one of the top 5 currently. Probably right below Ishtar. Being able to
Rom
easily abuse the Devos or any other build currently.
Tiamat.
And we do see the Tiamat
and
being picked up as well here again.
Tiamat going right back to the Jesters.
So they have a really high power team here for both early and late. Ram might have a problem outboxing the Ishtar in the laning phase, but him coming to that late
Come late
game,
game.
he's gonna be boxing.
Almost time to
And
start
here's
the
something: the
show.
Maui coming in.
That's a curveball here.
He has a really solid ult to disorient people in the combat. And then we have the
Maui,
Atlas
not
band.
at the Atlas band. But back to the Maui right quick. Maui having not just the really good ult, but a good just team fighting kit in general with his 2 movement speed, protections, a teleport, anything you could want out of that second ability from a support, he's got.
And that really strong passive, being able to pull a person right next to him in an instant.
As long as they've been CC'd. Hard CC'd. So anyone stuns, mezzes, and Achilles is going to be banned away from Vibe Tribe here. But Ishtar, Cleodna both have ways to trigger Maui passives. So
The
Sobek,
Sobek being banned out.
there's the respect ban that you were talking about.
He definitely deserves it after that game he played. He did not miss a single pluck into that backline. And here we
And
have the
Avi
Agni.
with the final ban. Vibe Tribe looking for their 4th pick of the draft.
Now there are plenty of different solo laners they could be playing into Achilles. We could see an Arthur, could possibly see Ardio, Cthulhu. I've seen a lot of Guardians being in the solo lane currently, and them building both Tablet of Destinies as well as Sunder Axe, giving that extra 1,000 damage almost on true damage. Per ability is just menacing in the solo lane currently.
You said 500. When did it jump to 1,000?
Because you're including Tablet of Destinies.
Fair.
Guardians have been abusing that in the solo lane currently for some reason.
Because
I
it's
don't know
just
why. It's not
building.
like it's broken.
Got me there.
They're probably just
I've tried
contemplating
using
this
a
pick right
lot of
now.
time here. So yeah, you have to wonder what the strategy discussion here is. Backs against the wall for sure.
I am definitely feeling like they're going to be running into a Guardian solo lane currently. Not giving Kakolin the chance to abuse
Thor.
the
They're
contagion.
gonna take the Thor back.
Now I don't mind the Thor pick as long I can't even speak, as long as he's going to be using the Anvil of Dawn.
Let's not harp on him too much for that though. And Ardio, the counter pick from the support, it looks like.
Now that does counter 4 of their team right now. Being able to cripple all 4 of those characters and take away
RTO.
extremely useful parts of their kits. Cleo having the
Absolutely. And
dash. Cleo's dash
Ardio
dealing
walked in.
massive damage. Ishtar's dash dealing massive damage. Maui having that stun on his leap. And Thor's TP away is just...
It hurts. It looks like the lobby's getting remade, y'all. So
Unless that the game 2 was forfeited by the Jesters.
So with that mispick, is it a forfeit?
No. So it's not going to be a forfeit. We're going to go to break here real quick until they get the lobby set back up. These are going to be the same bands, the same picks, and we'll be looking at a mid for the Vibe Tribe as well as a jungle for the Jesters.
Sounds about right.
So we'll see you in a bit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Game 2. Mechanus Cadesius here with Cthulhu Senpai, Royal Jesters, and Vibe Tribe. Royal Jesters currently up 1-0 on the set. The last two picks, by the way, were the Hunbots and the Jormungandr. As we get underway with the buff camps, Royal Jesters duo lane going real quick on this green and XP start. Very quickly, very efficiently clearing these two camps and moving their way forward.
Now, something
It
I'm really
looks-
going to be wanting to see is that Colin soloing the Yorn plenty of time. That is not
sure.
going to be a good pick into that Colin. But come late game, hopefully, with the build he is planning on going here, he'll be dishing out plenty more damage than that Ku. But that early game is going to be extremely rough. And we have this fight going on over in dual lane currently. Ardio is getting extremely
moving
bugged out,
in.
but so is that Ishtar in the back. We have Thor over in left, and Hunbats is rotating to duo currently.
Maui pulling in the ROM
Maori
and
stunning
stunning.
the Rama. Rama currently half. Ardio down to a quarter. Hunbats is rotating in, but he looks like he's going to be taking the leave and colliding with that Thor over in jungle. Thor wall goes
Thor getting
down.
the wall down. The
Not
spin.
having the one-up currently. Is unable
And
to
Thor
pursue
gonna
Hunbat.
go ahead and rotate on the dual lane itself.
Now, it looks
And
like Thor's definitely learning from his mistakes, putting that pressure into this dual lane as early as possible. Throwing down
However,
his
missing the wall and not having the health to keep going as Hunbots jumps into the fray. And the pressure being reversed back onto
Rama
Vibe
coming back
Tribe.
in.
However, it does not matter. Thor being able to get out with his life. Jormungandr and Kukulin over here, both low. But it appears that Jormungandr is going to be able to do just fine. Kukulin able to salmon leap over the trembles, so not too terribly worried about that as Jormungandr keeps the pressure going. And just keeps Kukulin under the tower. Though I feel like that's to
I
be...
would not expect to see over in the solo lane. The Yorm just abusing that Colin, even through his rage.
It's not terribly unexpected if you look at the builds, though. That spellbook providing that power, and the axe providing the sustain.
And the magic
just-
just forcing them to go into that spectral as early as possible. Instead of
Exactly.
being able to abuse the contagion.
Exactly. So Jormungandr could really have much more potency than people would like to give it credit for. As Maui just goes in. Rom already half. Ishtar throwing the AoE autos, but not hitting quite enough of them. Ishtar low.
Speeds goes down. Maui goes back in.
And it looks like Maui's going to try and pull a target, but he's got to back off. Not enough going on. As Maui pulls in the Ardio, but Ardio just heals up right off of their faces.
We have
And
Inflict
Cleona
rotating in alongside Thor.
looks like a multi-man gank.
They aren't even aware of this.
This is a very bad spot for the Royal Jesters. Ardio trying to get away. Ardio going through the pool. Can the snipe
Ardio is
autos
gonna
connect?
get out.
Ardio getting away. What was that?
Bastion with the body block. MVP of the game right there.
Bastion is just a better support than the support sometimes.
Left Harpy is going to go down to the Royal Gestures there. But we have
And
the
green-
gold deficit going towards the Vibe Tribe, who are now in the lead. First blood is still on the board.
There's not
They're
a
gonna-
massive deficit to speak of. We're talking, 50 one way, 50 another right now. It's really the XP difference here, which is already was
crazy.
already 1,000 in the favor of Jesters.
It is very much close to a dead even game currently. So
Oh,
over in solo
absolutely.
lane, we have Yorm pushed up, about to take this Achilles colon. We got the
Oh,
Clean is gonna be
Colin very
coming in and
low.
cleaning this up right here.
Cleodna!
And then Trick
Look.
takes first blood for the game
Look
on
at
that
that.
Colon solo.
Cleodna not getting the kill over in duo, but managing to rotate over in time to get the kill over in solo. As it looks like the rotation going to come out from Vibe Tribe here. Maui going ahead and moving over to the mid lane ahead of Artio.
We
And
do
a
have
3-man
one back
rotation.
coming
The
in
blink
with
in from
the
Hudbot's
ult.
the ult.
And that
And Elite
is
Tortuga.
Ishtar down.
Elite Tortuga returning the kill down.
Anvil of Dawn
Anvil
up.
of Dawn up.
Landing right on the Hunbats who leaps over it. He's gonna
And-
barely get out of that alive.
He waited just a moment too long on that hammer, and Thor should be getting out of this, I would feel like.
We have Maui coming in to rotate. He's gonna be saving the Thor here if Thor can get in the TP. But he's gonna just walk away there.
Thor has enough health that it's fine, honestly.
The good thing about having this Ishtar mid is level 1, she has the fastest wave clear, being able to just insta ult the waves, giving her those free rotations to whatever lane she feels like.
You mean the Cleodna?
What did I say?
Ishtar?
I'm not drunk, I swear. But yeah, the Cleo.
Well, you gotta throw the yet in there. We all have to throw the yet in there. Not drunk yet. All of us face Bacchus eventually. Either way, fight breaking out in mid. I don't feel like there's anything really going on there, though. Cleodna going to back off just fine. And Tablet of Destinies.
Alright, I'm back.
Tablet of Destiny is being stacked on this Jormungandr now, so he's going to be looking to hit Kukulin as often as possible. It shouldn't be that hard to do.
Colin taking massive
Kukulin
damage
being
here.
bullied over here. Kukulin
Yorm
being
still having a
bullied by
master
the
wave
Yorm.
poke him down. We have the Hunbats rotating over. Yorm does have ult, but so does the Hunbats. We see the ult go down, and Yorm is going to be able to get out alive there just barely.
As he gets another stack on that tablet on the way out.
Now that tablet is going to be extremely powerful in the late game, being able to easily stack that over in solo.
Absolutely. Too much fighting going on over there to not stack it, and the Ishtar, the AoE auto is raining down on Rom as a fight breaks out over the left mid Harpies. Anvil
They're
of Dawn
chasing
up.
down that Tiamat.
Anvil of
down on
Dawn
Tiamat. She
down.
immunes it. Ishtar looked like she was rotating in on that fight. They might be setting up for a gold fear here.
Rom looks to be about a half level ahead here.
Colin finally getting that spectral online.
I see you there in chat. You might not want to be doing stuff like that.
Oh my lord.
Ian is having to back off, and it looks like the Kukulin is finally taking things the way we thought this would be going. Cleodna just doing Cleodna things. Clear the wave. Clear the way.
She might be looking to rotate into another lane here, possibly the solo lane. But with Yorm being extremely poked out, I don't see that happening currently.
The Yorm is quickly building those stacks on that tablet, already at 9. And it's just going to keep climbing.
And Ishtar's going to be
Because-
getting tanked there. Her beads go down, and she is going to go down
Does
as
not
well.
matter. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I like the beads burn there by Ishtar. But I'm not the one playing. Maui trying to pull the mid laner back in. Does successfully get around Ardio, but does not successfully pull the mid. And nothing much doing there. Ardio just going to build more stacks on that prophetic cloak, as she's already at 10. If we can get a look at what stacks the Ardio has on that prophetic.
10.
No, which stacks? Like the separation, magical, physical. If I remember correctly, there's a tab for each individual god and their builds. I think it should. Oh, never mind. Don't think we can do that. Yeah, because it's not showing her buffs. Oh well. It was worth a shot.
Already 10 minutes in, and the
And
game
11
is
stacks.
still dead even here. Coolin with 6
Really,
stacks
what I'm
on
looking at with these two teams is the amount of prophetic stacks and the tablet stacks. And right now, Maui is at 6, Yorm is at 13, Ardio is at 12, and Kukulin is at 6. So I'd count the Jesters ahead in their stacking items, which is only going to help them as the game goes on. Tortuga showing up on a ward here, and Ishtar does not want another bout with that ultimate.
The biggest problem here currently is majority of their magic damage is gonna be coming from that Yorm. With that tablet.
Elite Tortuga very much feeling completely and utterly comfortable in Vibe Tribe's jungle. Not a spot you want to see for this team. As Richard gets pulled back in, but nothing more from that. And Wave yet again immediately going down. Royal Jesters right now with a 1,500 gold differential and 3,000 point experience lead almost. Well, 2,000 now. I don't know what ticked it down so sharply.
There's a 1 level difference in solo lane. We have Thor rotating over to help out this Yorm.
You know, 2 level difference in the duo lane right now. Rom just handling business over there with the help of their jungler.
Ardio is trying to keep the Vibe Tribe's jungle in check here, making sure that he doesn't just take a random rotation. And we have Hun bots looking for that solo laner. He does have his
Rom taking the oracles, giving the Jesters vision over the Gold Fury.
They could very well be looking for that early Gold Fury, having that Hun bat's ult to force them out of it.
And there's the lane for the Jesters. Kukulin getting low again.
Having not backed after that initial fight previously, taking the wave clear and leaving. Probably going to be rotating over to this duo lane for that Gold Fury. They are going to try to force it here. Hunbat is zoning with his ultimate.
And it looks like Tiamat also zoning, but the Anvil of Dawn is up.
Colin is rotating in. Yorm does not have his TP. Anvil of Dawn goes back right down. And they pick right back up. Leo trying to look at the back there. She's looking like she's going to be going
Leo getting around at the back.
Maui
the ultimate down. Vibe Tribe stealing the Gold Fury. Can they steal away with their lives, though? The Maui stunned down.
Royal Jesters
Rommel
really
missing the mark.
How low they are. Yorm goes into the back there and just leaves with his ult. This is going to be a gold steal. Putting the not
putting
really
some gold
so far
in
ahead,
the pockets of Vibe Tribe. What this really does is sets the game back to a neutral state where gold isn't starting to get out of hand anymore. Putting some gold in their pockets and just returning.
Colin having that TP
returning to a good spot.
Instantly rotates back to solo.
And pokes the Yorm a little bit there.
I think he missed.
Rom yet again just gonna go ahead and clear wave.
Now this Rama is just forcing this Ishtar into a very bad position, putting her 3 levels behind already.
Vibe Tribe trying to go ahead and grab the Pyro here, but Ardio going to go ahead and force them off. As Tiamat shows up and goes ahead and drops an ult on the Cleo, Ardio trying to slow them down, but again, it looks like nothing's doing.
We have Colin, Hunbats all rotating in on this Pyro. Who's going to be pushing them
Royal
away?
Jesters going to go ahead and grab this no contest, it looks like.
They just get that Pyro free, and Yorm comes in.
Jesters
Ardio's
looking for a
down to
fight
half.
here.
Ku is getting down to less to 3/4 health there. Ardio's still down about a quarter HP.
Did you see what I saw of that Thor? It looked like he teleported forward about a half a step.
That sounds like lag to me.
It really does. But I didn't know if you saw that.
He did go beads this time around, so we can't say he blinked in place.
Well, it was the hammer animation too, like him teleporting to his hammer and catching it.
He might have wanted to go in there, but he decided to not. So that might have been what had happened. Ku was offering to
fair.
get the wave, realizes
Leona.
Cleo's coming, tries to get out, but this might just end him. Ult.
Oh, it is not.
Get the
But
Yorm
the
ult,
ult from
and get
Yorm
taken
is going to
down.
go ahead and take him down. Ian Ice with the kill onto Hawk.
Still does not put
As
5 Tribe ahead, but slightly closes that gold gap again. With Jesters having taken Pyro while Vibe Tribe having taken that Gold Fury. We got Rama poking down that left tower again.
seems like
And
the
getting a
gold
big gank coming with
difference.
that dual lane here.
Seems
He
like the
does
gold
have
difference
Anvil
right
and
now
Knock.
is towers. But Chaos Kuzumbo electing not to gank the duo lane and instead rotate back over to this green buff.
Now the problem here is there's not that much ward presence going on the left side of this map. And there seems to only be 2 wards placed on the right side, those going for Royal Jesters. Rama feels like he's safe enough, knowing that he probably will not be getting ganked anytime soon, opting not to ward and resting assured of that. But I am not entirely sure why Vibe Tribe is not warding as much. Now we have 2 wards going down over in the top left of the jungle for dual lane. We have a fight going down around Gold Fury for those oracles.
It's
It looks
looking like
they're gonna
Ardio.
there as well.
They're just going to take the oracles here. Royal Jesters go ahead and get Envision on the Primal Fury.
Already over there rooting the Thor, trying to make something happen.
Nothing's
Hunbat
going to happen
decided
here.
to rotate to duo. It looks like they're going to be setting up for gold here.
That does seem to be the call, though. Hunbats looks like he wanted a piece of that backing Ishtar. As yet again, we have this Jormungandr just abusing the Kukulin. Going under tower here, and it should be a kill. There it is. Ianai is just abusing this poor man out in solo lane. And it really is just that tablet of destinies. It hits like a truck.
It does.
What else is there to be said about it?
True damage is not a stat to be messed with this season, having on the initial release of the season, it was on about 5 items that they had
That
released.
indeed.
Including
Not
the
to mention,
couple that were already in the game as well.
what was that?
Including the couple of items in the game.
Tablet of Destinies, as our spectator Rosie has pointed out, at 44 stacks, and not to mention, of course, the Breastplate of Valor, adding another 300 mana to that pool.
How many stacks is on the Tiamat? Is that 7? So Tiamat building it a little bit later than Yorm, only getting the 7 stacks in this 20-minute game here. Yorm rotating in for that Gold Fury already.
However, it seems like what Tiamat was doing was building Book of Thoth for the early game. Doesn't seem like it worked out in her favor all that much, considering Tiamat is 0-0-0, but
It looks like they're going to be going for the late game here, though, for this Real Jesters comp. Trying to focus around that dual lane a little bit more. The Monkey is going for his purple camp there. Thor
Monkey will get his purple camp, and they have singled out this Maui in a very bad way.
Maui ult goes down. Maui goes down as well. One Cleo ult down. Yorm ult is down.
Yorm ulting out. The Anvil of Dawn in, getting the Monkey.
He does not live for that.
So
So far, we have 2 for 2, or 1 for 1 trade here. 2 for 1 trade.
2 for 1 veto goes down.
In, forcing this Gold Fury. Tiamat is pushing up with that Colin. Gets mezzed by the Ishtar. Yorm coming in behind. They're unaware of it. Another
Yorm should be getting the kill there. Hawk going down again to Ionized. Ionized just having a game.
Now there is something to note with the magical solos right now. With that book and the Thunder Axe being extremely powerful for them, and Contagion being one of the stronger starts for solo lane, them magicals into a physical is just going to be extremely disrupted for the builds. And we could see he rushed the Spectral, or Prophetic, on the Colin, went straight into Oni's, into Glass Shields, completely skipping the Contagion. Simply because he needs that magical defense to be able to counteract the additional damage that Yorm is dealing.
Absolutely. And again, gold not out of hand toward one side or the other, but on one side, the solo lane is doing very, very well, but on the other side, Mini on this ROM right now is just tearing things apart.
Now, had that Gold Fury gone to either team, the difference would have been slightly increased, but still not by much. But that pressure from that Primal Fury would have been extremely good for either team at that point. With Rom being level 20 already, if the Real Jesters get this Primal Fury, they are easily able to burn that fire. But not having crit on that Rom makes it a little difficult to be able to force these objectives as well.
Rom seems to be a tank shredder, but nothing more.
That's what both ADCs are going to be focusing on here. Going for the entire Exe tree as well as Oboe. Trying to focus on as much poke and tank shred as possible here.
Vibe Tribe securing the oracles, making sure they always have vision of what's going on that Fury Pit.
It looks like the Rom is going to be going for the dominance here. He really wants to do that Gold Fury.
Don't blame him. He wants that dominance.
I would too. Seeing here, we have the Vibe Tribe with majority of their actives up, while Royal Jesters are down in 2 Aegis and currently 1 Blink.
And a teleport coming in out of that Jormungandr.
Ku does have TP here. He looks like he's backing and they're going to TP into that mid lane or TP onto a ward over in dual lane.
There's a 4-level deficit out of that solo lane, though.
Now for solo, that isn't that big of an issue as long as you can force that farm. He's going to be rotating in. He still has his TP up. If this fight goes south, he'll probably back out and go farm more in that solo lane. But
Jormungandr being forced to back out a little bit. And we're starting to see.
That Rama is definitely showing here. Melting that Yorm a little bit.
Absolutely. And what we're starting to see out of that is, yes, Yorm is tanky. Yes, Yorm has fizz defense. But not as much as you would be led on to believe. Yorm now completing his tap.
Anvil of Dawn goes down. RDO is extremely low. Hunbat's ult, Maui ult, Kakolin ult into the Rage ult.
Yorm going into his ult.
Cleo is down to Mini. We have 3 pushing the back line. Yorm is rotating back in. Mini's rotating back in.
Hawk getting the better of Vito.
Life, trying to cover his 4.
And Vibe Tribe.
Mid tower.
Vibe Tribe forced to back out.
For this Yorm. They're going to be rotating on this Yorm here, trying to collapse on him. They don't even know he's there. They're gonna be taking the Pyromancer. Who got the Gold Fury there?
I didn't notice.
Yeah, neither did I. So the Vitribe did steal that Gold Fury there, making that Pyro a little less meaningful.
That Pyro is still extremely meaningful in my opinion, but that's just considering Vibe Tribe took heavy losses for that Gold Fury.
Royal Jesters did take the other Pyro, correct? So they should have 2
Yes.
bombs?
They do.
They're gonna be
Bombs in the hands of their solo laner and their jungler right now, Hunbots and Kukolan, both holding on to a runic bomb here.
They can easily push down this mid Phoenix right here and take that T2 tower with those 2 bombs. They're probably gonna opt for that Fire Giant fight here. Anytime
Absolutely.
soon.
Absolutely.
Having Mini rotating into the right jungle.
Mini dominating this game so far. 5-0-1 is this Rama out of the duo lane. Level 20 and sitting pretty.
Selling his starter item, probably going into a Crusher there for an additional percent 10. And even more Tank Shred.
And, not to mention, on his ult, you're just shredding squishies even more with Crusher.
That is true.
That seems to be the one thing that he could use for that.
So it looks like Yorm finally has full stacks on that Tablet of Destinies there. Once he gets that Sundering Axe and full build online, he's going to be dealing close to 1,000 damage and true damage come late game, every ability. And the Tiamat is a little bit behind, getting her 26 stacks right now. Going into that breastplate for more defense against the Cleo and the Thor.
Thor going ahead, picking up the gold buff. Looks like he's going to rotate over here, soak up some farm, but I don't know if that's the right call with Fire Giant and a fight starting over here at it. Colin walking in.
Are in the back.
Snipes are good.
Helps her. Gets her to 1 HP.
Snipes are good on the Ishtar. Kukolan going in. Kukolan with the kill.
Kukolan might go down here to the Cleo. Goes down
That's
to the
not a
Yorm
might.
instead.
That's
We have
not
a
a might.
Hunbat ult on
Kukolan
the-
is trading.
We have a Hunbat's ult going down on the Maui, taking him out. Yorm is still pushing this in. We have Thor in the back with Anvil and Dawn up. Yorm still has his ult. Cleo dropped both of her ults as well already. They're going to be forcing this Fire Giant.
Royal Jesters calling for the firefight
Thor in the back still on
and
the blue
turning.
buff. We're going to be seeing that Anvil and Dawn going off any second now. They're collapsing on this Yorm.
Jormungandr
fire, forcing his
eating
ult
a
down.
lot
Anvil
of
and Dawn
damage here.
in the
Yorm
air.
ult.
Nope. Thor beads. Thor is extremely low with Cleo there. Fire Giant extremely low.
4 critical
as well.
HP, but so are all of the Royal Jesters low on health and short on resources. It looks like Vibe Tribe have staved off a Fire Giant call.
That Tablet of Destiny on that Yorm is really starting showing that damage. Having about 10k more
Jormungandr.
damage than that Rama there.
Jormungandr not only 10k
Already
up.
having that Sunder Axe built as well.
Jormungandr absolutely slapping people right now. So the question is, can Rom get everything he needs up in time? And also a runic bomb down used in that fight. Hunbat's dropping his.
Now that is very questionable, considering that they take a good second to go off. I did not see where he dropped it, but he might have dropped it on that Maui for additional damage and that additional CC. So that was probably a good tactic there. But I am not 100% sure on where that bomb got placed.
Mini looking around for a solid opportunity to fight, and finding 3 of Vibe Tribe, walks away. Now he's making sure his Thor stays safe as well. And again, we see the discrepancy of levels from these supports.
We got the
16
Sentinel's
and 15.
Embrace going on the RDO as well as the Heroism on the Maui already.
Supposedly heroism being the better item. Personally, I still Call it Season 9 meta, but I still prefer Compassion.
It varies on different. It varies on different comps as well as different supports.
It's fair. Royal Jesters here, going to go ahead and take the Pyromancer. It looks like there's not really going to be a fight after that, though. Though their tanks are going in, and they might have something else to say about that, with the bomb just kind of sitting there right now.
Arter runs over and picks that one up. We have Ku in the back getting dove on by the Yorm.
And
Ishtar
taking...
misses the Mez just barely. And they're going to be walking out of this fight about half HP, but Vibe Tribe can definitely push for this Fire Giant here.
Jormungandr looking for a fight, but not gonna get one by the look of it.
Tiamat is just looking to get as much poke as possible here. Yorm is going to that backline, ignoring the Ishtar for
Tiamat backing away as their team is getting dove on. Royal Jesters caught out without their mid laner as the entirety of Vibe Tribe pours down on top of them.
Rama
Anvil of Dawn up. Anvil of Dawn down by Elite Tortuga.
Astral Barrage down. Hunbat has taken his lead. Artio is diving deep and Tiamat comes back into this fight.
And with Tiamat's return, Royal Jesters looking to clean this fight up. Vibe Tribe down to their last two. Their mid laner and their solo. And Hunbat's looking to clean up that mid.
And
but getting tricked. Tricks out Elite Tortuga.
They need to be forcing this Fire Giant here so they can start pushing down these towers. But it looks like Tiamat's going to try to secure this kill on that Cleo here. While we have two on fire and Yorm coming in to try to stop them. Now we're
with that,
massive damage from FG alongside Colin.
Rom too poked out to fight the Fire Giant, but not too poked out to help his team. Jormungandr rooted.
Up here.
Jormungandr should be dead, and there.
Still coming in. Yorm is finally down.
It took a while.
And the red buff is getting stolen by the Rama as we speak. Thor coming back in the right behind them.
Leo ult. One burst down there.
Thor
Thor stunned down. Beads. Tiamat
coming down. 3v3.
Are we gonna see the fight here, though? We're not gonna see the fight. No, that was on his speed. I'll give him that.
That is the first goal we've seen that hit somebody all game. Or I might just be blind.
I think you're a little bit blind. He has hit people. He hit the Rob at least 3 times.
I don't know, I'm blind. I wear glasses.
I mean, so do I.
So we got 3 pushing down right with 2 hovering around that solo lane currently for the
Hawk looking to pop the bubble, maybe? No.
He has no other way to pop that bubble besides his ult, so he's probably just looking to poke them out so we can try to force this FG here. But we have 4 rotating in around this Fire Giant for the Vibe Tribe.
Looks like another FG call from both teams. This game a lot closer than the last one.
Remember, the World
Hawk is looking at the red buff and potentially this Chloridna.
Now that's
to get back under the tower.
Coming out of Kukulin, taking away a big chunk of Cleo's health. Again, that Sunder Axe is coming into play, dealing true damage about 500 every 10 seconds on an
Golan's just diving their backline, not a care in the world right now. As Artio comes in, is able to strip the bubble from Maui before Maui gets up into the air.
Ishtar's just melting that Yorm from the backline, pelting him with every object.
Anvil of Dawn out! And the Tiamat does not go down! Mini saving it is Tiamat!
Tiamat goes down here too.
But
oh no.
No, Tiamat does
Yorm
it
goes
again!
Down.
The Tiamat saved! Royal Jesters, not 1, but 2 for none. Helanu living with a sliver with less than 1% HP.
They're gonna force this pyro in here.
They're gonna get this pyro here.
easily push down that mid Phoenix without Fire Giant if they wanted to right here and now.
Is someone going to pick up that bomb, though?
We'll find out next time.
So we're going to pick up the bomb. Kukulin going to have 2 bombs.
Note to self,
Kukulin.
bomb does not damage Phoenix if you don't have any.
Kukulin is the bomb now. Look out. Don't let this Kukulin make a vest of runic bombs.
Oh my lord. Counter-terrorists are gonna win.
Royal Jesters gonna grab this Fire Giant, it looks like. But are they gonna go? They're going in.
Kukulin continues to die.
Kukulin with the enhanced fire wants to go in, realizes team can't go with him. Cleo no.
2v1 here. He does.
And it looks like the lazy back was a bad call. But he's gonna get away with it.
Help push them away though.
Looks like he's gonna get away with it.
And we got 4 groups up in mid here. Yorm is looking to rotate on that gold fury here. Try to defend this objective to help secure some little bit of gold for his team.
You know, I liked the way that Vibe Tribe were trying to handle this game, but Royal Jesters just came in and have really cleaned house ever since about the 20-minute mark.
Definitely. I would say it started with that dual lane, just getting the free lane, being able to just free farm and put their Ishtar behind.
It really did.
And again, it's that same focus as the previous game.
For reference, I mean, Ishtar played that really well. She was still in tandem on par with Rom for the most part.
So here
Rom hit 20, she was 19, right there with him.
Yep. Here we have the difference in builds. The Rom decided to go for the Titan's Bane there, getting the extra 20% pin on top of the extra 10% or 5% from that passive into his ultimate and other abilities.
It's also worth noting that he has 40% ability pen and 40% auto pen.
Correction. With Titan's Bane, you're able to overcap that pin on abilities, giving you additional damage on top of all that.
Really?
As well as the XZ stacking damage.
Oh boy, okay. That's scary.
You have about 30% pen from XZs, another 50% pen from those 2 items being Dominance and XZ on abilities, and your autos are going to be hitting for relatively close to 80%.
Well, no, all of the pen on Dominance is now on your autos. All of it.
I forgot about that. You're right. So he's going to be dealing 20% pen there, having additional 30% pen on his abilities, alongside the Executioner passive. So whatever pen he has on those, as well as the bonus damage, and then the auto passive from Dominance.
Oh boy.
He's just got a lot of pen going on.
He just shreds anybody.
Like, who needs crit when you just basically deal true damage yourself?
Yeah. He doesn't need a true damage item. He is true damage.
Essentially, having that keen execution.
It looks like the Titan's under attack. Gavito with a big ult. Mini trying to fight back into this, but I don't think he's got it.
Aegis pops on Rama. Shell
Royal Jesters have to back out through the middle Phoenix.
They're gonna force this.
The Mini going to possibly even take this Phoenix right now.
If they push this in right now, they could easily take that Phoenix, but with that Cleo sitting right there, it makes it extremely difficult to be able to get in there. She can easily drop her
giving him the room to do so, and they do get the middle Phoenix. They lose Mini's life for it. Shut down on Mini. Kill on the RDO. Kukulin trying to get away.
Hunbats
Vibe trying to have him cornered.
Is dragging them away towards the Hunbats.
And Hunbat's able to back away. But 4 for 1. And Fire Giant cleaned off of everybody but Tortuga, who it falls off of a moment later.
But they did end up getting those 2 mid Phoenix there. And the Vibe Tribe is not going to be able to push down these towers. But they are going to try to secure this Fire Giant here. And
As they
personally think
absolutely
they just
should.
let them have that.
Thor, I don't know what he's doing away from. I don't know what this Thor is doing away from fire. Maybe he's zoning, but
He's definitely expecting them to come and try to steal this fire. But the safe play
looks
here,
like his team has it.
they do.
So really,
The safe
they
play
need
here
to just get out of there.
is to stay away from that fire giant, being the only
Thor
two
wanted
people
that
alive.
pyro. Thor wanted that pyro, but backs away instead.
With Hunbath and Tiamat being the only two alive in that situation, that was the only safe play to let them have that fire giant, but they're not going to be able to siege the towers with it anyways.
Absolutely. Vibe Tribe buying themselves a little bit of time here. So let's see how they use it. Tiamat going ahead and eating a speed buff.
With that Oni Fury up, we're probably going to be seeing them rush towards that right now while Vibe Tribe is forced to clear those fire minions.
In fact, there it is. Two of the tanks, both the tanks and Rom and Hun bots, all there at it. So Vibe Tribe showing faith.
They should
Do not want to let them have this Oni.
Here. And it goes
No,
down
Royal
right now for
Jesters.
Royal Jesters.
Royal Jesters grabbing the Oni Fury and backing away. They don't want to deal with a fire giant with an enhanced fire giant Vibe Tribe.
With Vibe Tribe having hit that late game and getting the fire giant, they're perfectly set to just defend their phoenixes here.
Vibe Tribe, their backs may be against the wall, but they are playing out of their minds right now.
That Mariel to save that game was extremely good. Being able to pull out the Tiamat and then instantly collapse on everyone else with the rest of the team.
Absolutely. So far, the support for the Vibe for I keep saying the. I keep trying to say like the Solar Scarabs or the Valhalla Valkyries and stuff like that, like adding the to the front. But Vibe Tribe showing face to a lot, but not to Pyro. They don't even know what's going on.
So now we have another bomb being set up for the Royal Gestures here. With Right Phoenix coming up, that Oni Fire Wave pushing. It does seem like they're not going to be able to get anything out of this Oni waves, though.
Vibe Tribe able to successfully keep all these Oni waves and that Oni Fire Wave, especially, out of their Phoenixes and, of course, out of the Titan room.
Now, with one Phoenix left to come back up, this game can go either way, with Vibe Tribe still having Fire Giant for about another minute. Once that mid Phoenix is up, they are easily set to push down these lanes.
Both sides really just waiting on when and where this last fight will start. And honestly, if you ask me, it's going to start over fire.
No, they're going to start pushing down this mid wave here, knowing their mid Phoenix is coming back up. It looks like they're trying to contemplate on this tower, waiting for the minions to come in.
It looks like a soft defense on
Leo in the wall, getting extra poke on that Tiamat, dropping her
and
down.
Tiamat might go down here,
Anvil of
or
Dawn
in the air,
or
down on the Kukulin.
Hunbat's ult down. 3
Elite Tortuga gone. Leo getting rid of. Never mind. And the Maui ult down.
Misses.
That is a lot of damage coming down, but Yorm, very big.
They're electing to retreat on this right now, having taken
Elite
that mid tower.
Not just the mid tower, but they also took the life of the Hunbats. Vibe Tribe clawing their way back into this game.
With Fire Giant being back up and Royal Gesture just not having enough secure for that, looks like it might go Vibe Tribe's way. Having used that Astral Barrage in that early fight, Cleo's still having another tick of her ult, and that second one coming back up soon.
Minnie's ult should be coming off a cooldown in not a terribly long time. But with him having backed and only Kukulin here,
that Fire Giant looks like it's going to be going the Vibe Tribe's way. But Minnie comes
Rob
in,
coming back in.
Anvil of
Thor
Dawn
with
now.
the Anvil of Dawn and the stun. Vibe Tribe gets the Fire Giant. Vibe Tribe gets Tiamat. Jorm going into the ult, chasing down the Kukulin.
That's going to be the end of the colon there. Nope.
Not quite able to get back to his tower, but Vibe Tribe 5 strong with EFG. All you can do, ditch the tower, save yourselves, and potentially, hopefully, save the Phoenix. Vibe Tribe rushing into that right Phoenix.
Rama struggling.
Rom trying to get that damage. Cleo in the wall. Elite Tortuga caught him. Cleo chasing down the Hunbots, unable to get the kill though.
We still have this siege going down over left. A big wall.
Jormungandr looking for the tremble.
Phoenix goes down.
That right Phoenix
Kukulin
is down.
goes
Kukulin down with it. Ionized. Getting the kill again.
Down.
Why did Hunbots ult there?
He probably expected them to come into that Titan room, hoping to get something off. But it
And
looks
that mid
like
Phoenix
this
down with
might be
it.
close to the end of the game here, unless the Royal Jester is going to pull something off.
Look, Vibe Tribe just pulled something out of nothing. I don't see why the Royal Jesters can't do it too. At this point, what are we waiting? We're waiting on a lot. Vibe Tribe going back, taking the Primal Fury, ensuring that their clear is even better.
Going back to that initial siege from Vibe Tribe where they took those two Phoenix or Royal Jesters, when they took those two Phoenixes, they were playing too aggressive in that fight, pushing in, knowing that that Maui had his ult up at that time, and just putting them in that bad situation.
I don't know if they knew that. Did Vito's ult come back up at that, like around there? Or maybe they got the cooldown wrong.
That could have been the issue as well. But forcing that Titan fight right there was the changing point in this game, allowing the Vibe Tribe to get these two Fire Giants easily.
Absolutely. And there they go, taking those left towers. Ardio standing up. They want to put up a soft defense, it looks like, but I don't see the value in it.
With only 4 beaks there, and Ishtar rotating in the back, they're going to be forcing this left Phoenix here.
Jormungandr and Hunbots making their way over.
Looking at the
Ishtar
damage
making
coming
her
out
way
that
over.
storm right now with that Tablet Destiny, the Sundering Axe combo, currently at 52,000 player damage.
Cleodna making her way around. Looking for an opportunity. She does enter the wall.
Anvil of Dawn in the air. Looks like he's
Is
trying
it
to
gonna
dive
come down on
and right
in the
on
back
top of
line?
him.
Ardio
Hammer's
making
out
sure.
after feeds him. Mini goes down to Trick. Trick goes down to Halanu. Honbat
They're
still
looking
does not
for
have
more
ult, though.
fight. Royal Jesters.
Left Phoenix goes down. Tiamat
Minions in the
about
Titan
to
room.
go down.
Minions in the Titan room. Royal Jesters. Halanu trying to get out of there. Elite Tortuga is able to get a kill on Chaos Kuzumbo. So they've got to get rid of these minions. Already, the Titan down to half health. Vibe Tribe backing away. A lot of what they came for not really achieved, but minions doing a lot of work for them. The Royal Jesters have to clean up these minions and clean them out.
I don't know about you, but this game might just be all but done for here. With those minions pushing down 3 lanes at once, and
I've
no
seen
Phoenixes
crazier
up.
comebacks, but this one looks to be everything but in the books. Especially as Vibe Tribe set up for another Fire Giant.
The Royal
One
Jesters
EFG is a lot.
cannot
2
let this one
EFGs.
go.
I don't know how the Jesters have gotten through 2 of them, but they are not going to survive a third EFG going the way of the Jester or of Vibe Tribe. They have to get this one.
They have
However,
that active
Tiamat-
barrage, but Rama is barely leaving the base going to this Fire Giant.
Tiamat is all the way over and left.
She had the free push on that Phoenix too.
No,
Having Thor
not
being
with
forced
Thor
back
back.
for that as well. We have Kukulin going in.
Right Phoenix respawn.
And that's the end of Colin going down to Tiamat's ult.
Oh
Already was
boy.
trying her best, and the Bidrive takes that Fire Giant, and having taken this fight probably as well. They're
Rom trying to
slowly
get
running it down.
out of there, but
Yorm cuts off that Rama.
Rom able to deal a lot of damage very quickly into him, forcing
Maui ult
instead
off,
the
dragging
Yorm to back off, but
Mini goes down to the Thor. That mid Phoenix is now up. But it's a 5v2 situation here.
and not only is it 5v2, one of them is the tank, the other is Tiamat. This game is all but done.
And
there
that's
it
the game
is.
for game 2. Vibe
Vibe Tribe
win,
with a
1-1.
massive comeback on the Royal Jesters. Talk about come from behind.
You couldn't write a better script than this.
Better script, and we talk about the NFL being scripted. We should. This isn't scripted. Either
I don't
way.
know. It's trying to feel like it. But let's take a
Either
look
way,
here at this damage.
with an
that
amazing
Orn-
ult, out of Vito, and an outcry of damage from this Yorm. Game
61,000 player damage, having 30,000 more than every player on his team, and about 20,000 more than the other team's highest damage.
You know,
Definitely a massive difference coming out of that Yorm. Who
yet
needs a
at the
mid when
same
you got that
time,
damage coming out of him?
I mean, CC wins games, and Maui up improved it. That being said, that's all for game 2. Unless you have another word to put in.
Now that Maui had a rocky start there in the early game, but coming into that late game, he definitely showed off. Easily being able to secure those kills on that Titan room and forcing that Fire Giant in the late game.
Absolutely. Well, that's all for game 2. So, myself and Cthulhu Senpai, we're gonna send it off to a break and come back for Picks and Bans game 3. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are going to Game 3 in the last set of Week 1, Vibe Tribe versus Royal Jesters, Arthur Division.
And we're
First
already
bands,
seeing that
bands.
Freya ban and that respect ban on that Jormungandr.
You got after that game, you have to respect that. Cannot let that back through.
The main problem being there are so many Guardians that are able to easily abuse that start currently.
Yorm is just the best at it.
Being able to out CC a lot of the picks and just easily poke from range with the one. Another Chronos ban. It looks like Biotra is going to be opting to ban some of the ADCs here.
Absolutely. That's something they've been doing this whole time, is just banning out these mage ADCs. Are the Royal Jesters going to allow any of them through?
Another
Cleo,
respect
nah.
on Leo.
Al Kwong coming out yet again.
And
Thor. 3 respect bans coming out from the Jesters. They do not want to see that comp come back. And who can blame them? I don't think if you're a Jesters fan right now, you want a repeat of Game 2.
It looks like they're highly confident to be playing against this Soul that might be coming here in this first pick. Or they might be anticipating the Kokolin coming in and dragging the Soul pick for themselves as well here.
Which is a very strong strategy. Soul is a very, very good mage ADC if that's what they decide to go. Hovering the Ishtar Fenrir.
Fenrir coming in here.
Ooh.
It looks like they're trying
locking
to pull
in
all these stops in the early game right here and now.
Locking Fenrir this early. I don't know. That's risky. That leaves the door wide open for Fenrir to get countered, and he's got multiple counters.
Majority of the Guardians can counter that Fenrir easily. Being Ganesh,
Not to mention,
Cardio, even the
not to mention his one true and most feared counter.
And here we come with that Soul pick. The Awilix counter would be a nice pick. You're having that Colin for the knockup, as well as being able to pull that Fenrir out of his leaps.
Awilix already having, as you just pointed out, very, very good synergy with Colin would be amazing. But do they go with it?
They go with the Maui as well again here.
Okay, that is...
And we get the Hercules coming in for the Fenrir. We do have a good team comp here for that Awilix. We might see it banned away for the Royal Jesters coming in the next round.
This is a very terrifying spot. If I'm the Jesters, you can't not get rid of Awilix.
They're
2 knockups already on the board.
They really do have to pull this Awilix out of this game right now, being that with that Maui ult being so easy to single out a single target from it, or now, even the Colin ult.
There's the Rav ban.
That is interesting as well. Alongside that Merlin, I would more so expect the Tiamat to come back out here.
Who are we going to have as the final ban for the Royal Jesters?
Honestly, seeing that Rav ban, they might be opting to go.
And the Hun bots and Tiamat are the final bans. Now,
it looks like they're going to be opting for something less mobile in mid.
Fenrir is able to play as a support. So did they ever just take Awilix for themselves? Hercules has a knockup.
That might just be the Fenrir support there as well, leaving them with 2 magic picks coming in. We do see the Sobek coming in, so there's going to be a
That is
Sobek
in
support, Fenrir's jungle.
that is indeed a Sobek. Vibe Tribe.
They're bringing back
The
that Sobek.
Vibe Tribe with their last 2 picks. Just waiting to see who they pick here.
Will we see that Awila's being picked up here, or will that Fenrir just run this game here?
I have every reason to believe that a Wheelish will be picked here. There's too much synergy. How do they not?
It looks like they're trying to balance out their team comp between early and late game.
Even the Soul
Wow.
has a knock up on her ult.
That is true.
That's 3 knockups already on the side of Vibe Tribe.
It looks like the Royal Jesters are trying to force their early game, while the Vibe Tribe is trying to balance out both late and early currently. But we might just see the Ishtar or Awilix being picked here for the Vibe Tribe. We see the Susano coming in instead.
Susano
Something I
instead.
can see. They're going to be trying to do as much burst as they can out of that Soul and Susano, but what will their mid be here?
Loki.
A Loki mid.
No, Susano mid.
Uh,
That's got to be Susano mid.
I
Right?
hate to break it to you, but that's going to be a Loki mid or a Loki carry, my friend.
I don't know. Pretty sure Loki is far better out of the jungle than in mid.
You'd be very surprised. Or we're going to be seeing Colin mid, Loki solo.
Okay.
We'll find out
Okay,
the minute
stop.
we get into this game.
Stop trolling me.
But it does look like it's going to be a Loki mid or ADC. And here for
You know
the
what?
last.
My firstborn child says it's Susano.
We have a
And
Baba
Baba
Yaga.
Yaga.
Now that is a really good pick here coming with that Susano being able to counter his Siphon, but the damage coming out of him might just be a little bit too much for her come the late game as well.
Well, keeping in mind that her shield on the ultimate might be enough to counteract that too. So
They do have a lot of CC immunity coming into their team comp here. They're definitely anticipating that Maui as much as possible.
absolutely. If you're going to give the Maui back up, you better be ready with that immunity, and they certainly are.
They're still hovering on that Baba Yaga here.
So
With
are
that
they going to go
Sobek
with it?
pick, though, I would much rather see that Scylla coming into play.
Absolutely.
With that extremely high damage just coming out of everything she has. The Yu Huang
And
and the
it's
Yu Huang is
instead
flop.
Yu Huang.
Now that has better synergy with this team comp here, being able to knock anybody back or towards that team.
And a lot of safety. Yu
Very.
Huang 3 is extremely safe. Will keep him out of the way of Susanoo, out of the way of Loki. Hell, I mean, Maui won't even touch him if he plays it, right?
And he's also a really good abuser of that Tablet of Destinies.
Oh, absolutely.
Now we might end up seeing that Tablet of Destiny being picked up on the Sobek here in the support role, just for additional damage.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I would. But I'm also dumb.
You're also a solo laner. Like, you want
Damage,
more power.
damage is the best form of CC. Death is CC. Can't change on that.
All right. Well, into game 3 we go. Royal Jesters, Vibe Tribe, up, down, all around. We've seen a lot from these two teams so far. A come from behind victory that no one could have seen coming in a draft that is quite odd as we head into game 3. As we get a good look at items and game.
So one of the more prominent thing here is seeing that Loki finding out what role he is going to be playing exactly. Now, if he is in that mid role, we're going to be seeing him probably rotating as much as possible, just like that Cleo mid, trying to put as
Well,
much pressure into the other lanes once he gets that ultimate online. Having that cripple on top of the stun, being able to counter that Fenrir brutalize and leap, as well as the Ishtar dash, would be extremely good in any gank in that dual lane, or counter gank as well.
absolutely. However, considering that the considering what we're getting a good look at here,
But I've got a long shillelagh.
I have reason to believe I was right.
Alright, I quit. I'm out.
But we are getting a look at it, and it is indeed Susanoo mid, Loki jungle.
Now that is definitely going to be an interesting pick into the mid lane. He does have a lot of that burst. He is opting to go into the trans start with Bluestone and that mid laner.
However,
Loki going into the main.
I believe that's why the Yu Huang was picked here, was in anticipation of the Susanoo. Because that 3, if I remember correctly, Susanoo's not going to be able to follow that. Because I think he can stay up there longer than Susanoo 3 stays on him. As
Yeah,
Susanoo Loki.
it is also extremely difficult to be able to get away from that Susanoo once he 3s you, even if you 3 away as you want.
Oh, absolutely.
With that
And
ability
Sobek,
low, on top of Susanoo still having that siphon ability.
Sobek Ishtar finishing their green faster, but it looks like Vito and
Zobek having been poked out by those buffs pretty good and instantly pucking that soul.
absolutely
Smacking her
massive
away.
Soul taking a lot of damage there. Soul poked out
Zobek
quite
looking for that
significantly.
pluck again, but Maui is trying to cover up the soul. Over in mid lane, we have Fenrir walking out, going towards his speed, and Loki doing the same. And the biggest fight so far we have is over in that dual lane with another engagement happening.
Susanoo looking for a
Oh.
fight, but
It looks like Sobek is taking about half his health away. Probably missing a pluck, maybe. Yeah, Fenrir trying
wants
to
it. He
counter
wants
Loki
it.
mid. Loki's going to go down on that Yu Wong there.
he's gonna try to, but Yu Huang is just too safe.
Fenrir does have that 1 level lead on that Loki.
Did something happen with the starts, or Vito yet again being pressured out?
Now, there's something we're going to be seeing. This dual lane is going to be out pressuring the Soul and Maui simply by just out poking them. That
Absolutely.
Sobek is going to be abusing his 1, trying to drag that Soul back and just force that poke on her. While Ishtar just abuses her 1 as well, poking out those minions. And
Maui
we
doing a
see
very
here-
good job posting up, embodying for the Soul right now. Loki looking for a gank.
Fenrir rotating over as well.
Fenrir seems to have caught out the Loki a little bit here.
We have Susanoo under tower in mid. and a
Fenrir
Smite going
looking
down
for
in
the
left.
gank in, looking for the jump in, and can't seem to find it. Instead, settling for the gold buff.
Loki running over to that gold buff there. Looking to probably steal it with his 2 or catch this Fenrir off guard. Fenrir down to half HP. Loki as well. Loki getting extremely low. Uses his 1 to try to escape. Fenrir does have Unchained up.
And
gonna
is not
disengage
going to
here.
use it.
Hovering around that purple, knowing it's about to spawn. Hoping
Fenrir
he could probably
walking
steal some
away
more.
from it.
That Loki decides to stay to help secure that purple. Fenrir is taking some of the farm over in the dual lane. Does not steal that purple, barely misses it. and decides to disengage there.
Smart call to disengage. I honestly wish the Fender had taken it if I were them, but it's a hard call there to actually take the buff.
Definitely taking away some of that Loki's farm though by taking one of the chests and depriving him of that speed.
Sobek looking for a charge prey here, but that Bastion is just blocking it. There's no other way about it. And charge prey onto the Maui, starting a fight anyway.
If you can't pluck the ADC,
And being pulled back
might as well
in.
pluck that. Might as well pluck the support.
Taking a lot of damage for plucking that Maui.
Remember, he still has that 3 up, being able to heal off the wave as well as the god. But
Unless he's poked out that
really
much.
low
Oh
by this
boy. And the Ishtar.
They're gonna opt to back up here, get their purple buff.
Absolutely. Or the no.
Fan and Yu
I thought they'd go grab gold for a moment.
Fan is taking that. Oh, but
Ionized with a. Ionized getting a gank kill on Hawk over in the solo lane. Just there's first blood right there.
We're definitely gonna be seeing this Colin pick going through this whole game right now. Fenrir getting outpoked by that Loki, trying to steal his speed buff. Loki sees him, goes in on him, misses the one, gets turned on. We have the whole team collapsing on him from the mid lane and duo lane. Soul ult goes down. Maui misses the 3. And it seems like he might be out. He gets
the beads.
Saving his life narrowly.
The fact that Fenrir gets out of that. Those
Fenrir
are
was
some
able
juke
to-
shoes.
He was able to take the green buff from the Loki, the back camps, one of the Loki's harpies, almost taking that speed buff away as well.
However, Loki's still with the 1 level advantage after that first kill assist. So
And Loki's going to be rotating over, trying to steal some of his farm. But it looks like he's not going to get anywhere near any of it. With
He's
Hugh
not
Wong
getting any of
pushing
it.
up on these RPs, alongside Sobek being around. And Loki decides to disengage there. We have 2 rotating into mid. Sobek looking to collapse on this Susano.
oh, just out of range. Just out of range. I'm holding my breath every time I see charge prey getting aimed right now. I'm waiting with bated breath for all of these.
Definitely
All
the
these
first time we have
plucks.
seen Riz God miss
And it looks like a pause coming through. Don't know by who and don't know. Oh. It lagged for a moment. Just a little technical. Yes. Just a little bit of technical difficulty there.
Time to uninstall and reinstall.
I know, right?
Grab Ishtar taking that silver buff, Maui trying to steal it but narrowly missing it as well.
Susanoo going.
Mid is going to be coming online hard in that late game, especially with that Transcendence being built.
I think Yu Huang comes on stronger personally.
But having those 2 assassins being able to burst down anyone is going to be extremely powerful in that late game. Alongside that Kukulin diving the back line with him. And we have Kukulin getting bit by Fenrir. A Herc ult dashed back into the tower, narrowly surviving it. But while he fall, he gets pulled
And
back.
he got pulled back again.
and he is
Elite
taken by Elite
Tortuga.
Tortuga. We have Susano rotating over as well alongside Maui with that ult. We got Loki in mid.
And
down
Loki
to that
ulting
Sobek
away.
ult.
Loki ulting out though.
Oh, I didn't even see the ult. I thought he won.
I heard it.
Loki narrowly escaping that with his ult. Maui coming back to mid.
And
getting
charge
flushed
prey
away.
down.
Susano is still
But-
MIA. Coming back to mid alongside Loki, hiding around that green buff right there. Ishtar is super pushed up in that left lane. Loki might be looking to rotate over there.
Loki is still looking for the fight in mid right now. And it looks like Yu Huang and Sobek are going to back away. However, Maui looking to
Maui
return
is
to that
looking to
right
rotate
lane
there.
alongside the Fenrir. Who
Now he's gonna
decides, I
try to
just want
steal this
some
silver buff
gold
one more
buff.
time.
Too early.
Unable to steal that buff. Fenrir secures it. Going to try to secure this purple buff while Sobek rotates over. Soul ult goes down to kill the minions so she can go and clear her purple.
Absolutely, just gotta secure your farm sometimes. And Sobek might be in a little too deep.
Fenrir is still hovering around that dual lane here with Loki and Maui hovering around him. Susano, having cleared the wave, goes back to his red. Herc is barely getting back to lane. That tower is taking a lot of damage from those minions right now.
I mean, are you ever really worried?
Mez and chips away at that soul's health, but Loki is coming in. He does have his ult up. There goes the ult. There goes Ishtar.
And there's Ishtar beads.
There goes Ishtar ult, barely missing it. Fenrir is rotating over now. Ishtar Mez goes off. Loki does not have ult up, but Fen does.
Loki very, very low.
Fen it might be a little bit faster, but he's not going to be able to catch up to them.
Susano pulling the green buff.
Sobek trying
What
to
more to see there?
but deciding not to. Fenrir is coming on the backs, but with Susano and Maui collapsing on him, he does manage to get away with 2 of those harpies, but not the big one.
I think he only took one. Pretty sure I saw a blue and a red flash.
I'm colorblind, I can't tell.
Are you?
No.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't know you very well.
But we do have the damage up right now. That Colin is showing a lot of presence on there. Having already 7,500 damage and counting as he gets a gank from that Loki in that solo lane. Killing Hawks one more time to secure that lead for him in that lane. It looks like they're going to force this Pyromancer with Yu Huang and Sobek rotating around it, but Loki comes in. They're forced to drop it. Loki is coming in the back line, but rotating back to try to help his team. And Fen opts to back there as well. Sobek is just hovering around that Pyro.
And the leap away from Vito, just making sure he's safe.
Now Hawk is definitely not having a good time in that lane against that coup, while he's getting all those ganks as well. But he is managing to stay at least relatively close to his own level, which is always
He's
a good
staying in parity with Ian Eyes, so it could be worse. The thing you don't want to see is the Hercules start to really fall behind.
Fenrir barely
As
not
Elite
getting that,
Tortuga,
dying for that purple buff that he didn't even get a chance to steal.
Elite Tortuga there, overstaying his welcome.
Soul dropping her ult as well as Loki dropping his for that kill secure.
Absolutely warranted there. It looks like Ian is getting low in the solo lane.
Well, he's
And Boulder down from Herc, so this Hercules definitely not something to be underappreciated.
with Ionize being able to rush that contagion on that coup, getting that additional magical damage against that Herc right now,
It's
it's just
massive.
gonna make that laning phase extremely difficult for that Herc, especially after rushing breastplate. Not having that additional damage coming out of his own contagion against this coup, and not even be able to utilize it as well as the coup, he's just not gonna have as much fun in that lane as you would want. He's not gonna be able to do his Herc things at any phase in this game until
Soul coming.
full build.
Soul looking to put some damage out there, it looks like. Fenrir coming over here to secure the blue.
Giving a little love to his solo. Coup finally taking that last bastion, it looks like. Looks like Hawk's Tower might just go down here in the next wave. Or any moment he'll back. Ishtar is trying
Chaos
to
Kuzumbo coming in.
They got Maui rotating in on Loki.
That
does
is
have
beads
ult up
out of the
soon.
Loki.
Loki is deciding to stay for those minions. He does have ult up soon. He could fight that with the Maui rotating in, but decides not to.
Well, Maui also just decides not to fight.
Having lost his beads as well as... Yeah, just lost his beads.
And the teleport down from the Hercules here.
As well as a TP down on the coup. Both blinks are going to be coming up pretty soon here for both characters.
The blinks were only down because they were in combat.
I just realized that. Sano's trying to do something with this Yu Huang, but Sobek is not having it, staring him down. Trying to get some secure on these oracles to have some presence on this Gold Fury. It looks
Instead,
like
they go to
both
Vibe Tribe.
Loki ult down in the dual lane. Fenrir is gonna go
As
down.
they come through, is the Fenrir gonna go? He does.
Goes down
Vito
to
with the
Maui.
kill,
Maui ult,
and the Maui ult
Ishtar
down, but
Sobek coming in.
Ishtar
blocked
active.
by the Maui ult.
It
Whole
looks like
team
we've
is
got an
rotating
entire
in.
rotation. However, Yu Huang has to go into his 3. As Susanoo ult is down, the stun
speed.
through from Ishtar. Can they get the Susanoo?
Stolen ult
The
down.
answer is no.
Yu Huang
Huang
down, misses.
blocked
Narrow.
through.
Ishtar goes down as well. This is a
Ina is getting
big fight for the Royal Jesters here.
Royal Jesters just cleaning house right now. However, Vibe Tribe,
Number one down for Royal
excuse us both.
Yes.
Vibe Tribe cleaning house right now on the Royal Jesters. As Sobek barely gets out and Hercules pulls the Maui, but it doesn't matter.
They get
Maui just swings
someone
on that
trade there
sun
in
to
favor of-
safety.
in favor of the Vibe Tribe. Fenrir goes back in on the soul.
Oh boy.
Can't do anything knowing that that 3 is going down right there. 2 or 3?
Vibe Tribe looking at a 6-2 kill lead. And it looks like a 1.5k gold lead as they start on this Gold Fury at the 16-minute mark.
With that soul is an easy burn right there, but they're definitely going to be looking to test this. Hurt Boulder
Hurt
goes
throwing the
down.
boulder.
Fenrir goes in. World
The
Jesters
Gold Fury
steal
to the
that
Royal
Gold Fury.
Jesters
It's
as
the
they
soul.
steal this game back. Elite Tortuga with a kill. Helanu with a kill.
Chase down the soul.
They are running down the Vibe Tribe right now.
Full
Field
team
right
driver.
back.
We do have that Loki in the backline there. The Fen is low.
Kukulin able to get away. And the Royal Jesters steal away the Gold Fury. And 2 kills to go with it.
They're going to be looking to rotate on this Pyromancer here, secure another objective, and put themselves on that board.
Oh, absolutely.
Having all 5 of them hovering around this with Fen on that red.
Royal Jesters should get
Susano
this.
is
For...
looking
Oh,
to-
Susano wants in.
But
Susano wants to... nope.
instantly backs out with that red. And that's a
Susano's...
Pyromancer down and a bomb for the Royal Jesters.
Susano walks up. I want in. Never mind. I want out. And...
Now, not only do they get those 2 objectives, that bomb easily secures any tower on the map currently. And Sobek having it has the most
it
freedom to be able
secures-
to take one.
It secures the right. It does not... Actually, no. It secures the left. It does not secure mid or right.
With follow
These towers... Well, I mean, with any follow-up, sure, but... Currently, if you have a wave in that left tower, it'll do it on its own.
We have Loki over in the right jungle, securing that blue buff, maybe looking for another gank. Deciding to back instead. Maui is rotating over to the left to try to relieve the pressure from that Ishtar, with Fenrir trying to hover around as well, looking for that gank.
And we're really looking for it right now, and it looks like the gank is there to be had. Never mind.
Mez is
3 out from
missed
Soul.
on that. The Mez is
The 3.
barely missed. That Soul dodged that perfectly. Loki is about to collapse on that Fenrir there. He
It
does have
looks
ult
like
up on
it's the
both
other
of
way
them.
around. Fenrir really wants to go after this purple.
Fenrir is over there pinging on that purple, really wanting to try to deny them more farm, but not knowing that Sana was right there too.
And not knowing the farm is down, I would assume.
And that left tower
Ishtar
does
grabbing
go
that
down to
tower.
Ishtar with no contest at all. Susano,
And
no,
there's-
that's Maui over there, looking to try to contest it, but knowing he's alone, just leaves.
Susano also
Fenrir
looking
is
at enemy
looking
farm.
for that Susano in mid. Colin rotating into that mid lane, trying to stop any push on his mid.
As we get into the mid-game stages of this,
Doesn't know he's standing on a ward currently as well.
as we get into the middle stages of this game, it's very apparent the Royal Jesters are really starting to get their feet under them here. Vibe Tribe's draft helped them quite a bit early, but now they have to find a way to transition that and really get things going.
They
As
still
the
have
Royal,
some more power coming in that late game. Here in the mid game, they're gonna fall off, but once they hit that late game power spike on that Loki and Soul, things might start to change a little bit more.
I don't know about late game for Loki. Like, to me, you're talking about one of the key prophets of I am early and mid, I do nothing late. Because he gets in and he's invisible for a little bit, and then he ults somebody, and then what? Like, generally, because his only movement is that invis, he just dies.
So a late game Loki's only job is to ult, stun, one, and die.
What it feels like, yeah.
That's their job. But the thing is, the damage coming out of that one in the late game is extremely good. Dealing about half the HP of a person, including the tick. On top of the additional Hydra's proc if he builds it, which he already has the Hydra's as well.
The Oracle's coming up, and it looks like the...
There's still one left.
Vibe
Neither
gets
team has
one.
taken one.
And there's a fight going on here over the
Fenrir
Oracles
goes in
and
the
the Gold
back line,
Fury.
ults onto the Soul. Soul drops her ult onto the Fen. And he
Well,
just
Soul
decides to
also
retreat,
drops her
look,
beads.
and dashed back.
Looks like Loki's gonna get out for free. Vibe Tribe get the
Big
kill
fight
on
going with
Elite
the Vibe Tribe.
Tortuga and Helanu.
2 kills there.
Still going in. Can they get the Sobek? Sobek getting away.
Vibe Tribe is extremely low here.
They
but
are gonna
Ishtar is
get
gonna go
these-
down.
Oh my, Mini going down here. And the
Sobek
Hercules
goes
gonna go
down.
down
It
as
is a
well.
Deicide
For
is a favorite
nothing.
of Vibe Tribe.
The Deicide.
And that's
Oh.
an easy Oni Fury, and definitely some easy towers going on here right now. If they
Oni
decide-
Fury going down. Yeah, this game is...
Soul is gonna opt to push this left lane after getting a silver buff, and the rest.
This
of the
game
team
has been going back and forth the whole way, and you can see it in the gold difference and XP difference charts right here. You have the mountains and the valleys going on in this game.
That Loki had 1 sliver of HP and narrowly lived that fight.
You have to know when to stop committing to this Loki, and that's... Why are they pulling speed this far?
Because why not?
This is really odd. And looks like
Fire.
Vibe Tribe wants Pyro.
Royal Jesters are collapsing on him here. They have 5 rotating in already.
Jesters steal away the Pyromancer, and the boulder out from
down,
Hunter.
Fender
Elite
ult on
Tortuga
the
getting the Loki.
Susano ult down on the Ishtar. Ishtar
Swung
is
up,
down Susano.
but Ishtar
Susano
down,
the hurt.
and the Soul looks like might go down here too.
One
Never mind.
for
I was
two
wrong.
trade here. Soul was not even
This game just
fight.
back and forth between Vibe Tribe and the Royal Jesters. Vibe Tribe have been on the bigger end, or on the winning ends of bigger fights, but the Royal Jesters ahead in gold and ahead in the jungle.
Now these fights may not be going the Jester's
Elite
way.
Tortuga really aggressive here, but not punished.
The fights may not be going the Jester's way at all the times, but they are definitely keeping up and gaining a massive lead by stealing and securing most of these objectives here on the map.
Oh, absolutely.
Having
Vi-
lost only a gold Fury for a gold and 2 Pyros. And having
Vibe
taken
Tribe
that
needs to
left
start playing
and
these
mid
objectives a
tower
lot
already.
cleaner. Vibe Tribe needs to be playing these objectives a lot cleaner if they want to win this game.
So we have the Hurt, Fenrir, as well as the Ku and Susano hitting the level 20 already. Sol and Ishtar are not that far behind, and Yu Huang makes the 3rd level 20 for Royal Jesters here.
Royal, I feel like they need that. Make that 4. Ishtar just now ticking over to level 20.
They definitely
Ishtar.
have an XP lead in this game here. as
Ishtar
well as
ticking
that
over to
gold.
level 20 ahead of the Soul, who is the better slash line. But Ishtar, the one doing better on farming, and you can get a look at that with the items.
With her team in that right jungle on that fire, she might opt to push this left tower here. But it looks like she might be backing. That Soul is extremely scared to push up against that Ishtar in that lane.
I would be too. Behind on items like that? Absolutely.
Ishtar having that Wind Demon built as well, selling her starter, probably going back into Titan's Bane yet again for her final item, and having a little bit more pen maybe at this point in the game.
Mini getting rid of that Susano. And it
Now with-
looks like
With the
It
Ishtar
looks-
having that crit this game, instead of the oboe, she's going to be hitting a lot harder. 1 out of every 5 autos. And they're diving on this Maui yet
and
again.
Maui
And he's gonna go down.
with
He
the
walls
ultimate though
himself off and
blocking.
saves his team. But does
That
go
is
down.
the support. That is the support way right there. Sacrifice yourself for the good of your team. And it looks like the
Support we
Loki
want,
is going to strip up
support
the
we need.
purple.
That Loki's definitely looking to try to steal this fire.
Oh, absolutely, and he should be.
He has that
Loki
ultimate
moving
up-
around in stealth. Kukolan go. Loki going in.
The Royal
Royal
Jesters
get
get the fire.
Royal Jesters get the
Go
Loki.
low.
They get the
Kuga
soul.
gets the soul. Going for this Kukol in here. Blink on the coup. About to get cut off by the solo and the jungle here.
Oh my.
Susano's in mid, about to get slapped by the Herc. But runs away. Ooh, Herc blink. Herc missed the pluck.
Almost.
They're gonna back up.
Almost a dead
Probably
Susano.
reset, go for that gold, and then push down these lanes with the remaining towers here. And try to just secure their lead as early as possible.
Honestly, if I'm the Jesters, I go for those right side towers first. Because you go for the towers, go back, get the Gold Fury, and then go get the remaining tower. And it looks like that's what the call is go get Pyro, go get the towers.
Get
Hurt
Pyro,
walking away.
towers, get that gold.
Or are
and by
they
the
doing,
time-
are they trying to, they're trying to simultaneously clear both objectives.
Now that is multitasking right there, but we do have 3 of the Vibe Tribe over in the right jungle around that Pyro.
But they don't realize what's going on.
But now
They're
they
clearing the
do,
red buff.
and now they're thinking they're all 3 in right. Okay, there we go. Now they got both objectives down. They're grouping up. It looks like they might be going for that left tower.
Player damage charts. This Kukolin is doing a lot, but I don't know how much more he can really do in this game. 25k damage, and while the Ishtar is catching up, he has been a force to be reckoned with.
That coup is going to start falling off really hard here in this late game. Not being able to fully stack his passive as quickly as he could in the laning phase, he's going to have to try
Absolutely.
to prioritize stacking that before every fight. And with the
we see Vibe Tribe here trying to get into place to defend these towers.
Jesters are pushing down this right lane. They're probably going to go for the left right after. And by that
Loki
time,
moving up to
Firetime
try and
should be
engage.
up again. They take the mid tower for the Vibe Tribe. Susano decides to back to help assist with this siege and right. But
He's
that
going to be
fan
too
is
late.
just hovering around that area, not showing where he is, and just making those Vibe Tribes feel uneasy.
Well, when you're this Fenrir and you have 5 of your items completed, including an upgraded bluestone, you kind of get the right to just hang around somewhere. Vibe Tribe here putting a soft defense on this tower, I would assume. Not a hard defense. Just trying to poke them out, make sure they can't get any phoenixes out of this.
Now,
Fenrir a little late to lane here. Susano looks like gonna rotate in behind them, though called out on wards. And it might be that he gets collapsed on, but he gets out of there.
And the left tower is gonna go down.
Hercules pulling them in. And Yu Huang ult.
Narrowly missing the soul who immuned it.
Fenrir ulting in, fighting the Sobek.
Herc ult down as well. That's some big damage coming from the Royal Jesters and the Vibe Tribe there.
Royal Jesters forced to back off here. And with Fire Giant goes off of them in about, what, 30 seconds?
About 10 seconds now. Fire Giant's about to spawn.
So, yeah, I thought that last... Oh, well, never mind. There it is. There it is.
They had just enough to secure those towers, and now they're going to be pushing this down. They do have that Primal Fury, giving them a little bit extra burst. And Ishtar decides to go into that Deathbringer for additional crit damage. So she's going to be able to burn this objective even faster. And Herc's going to start zoning right away. Was that a blink that I saw from that Maui or Kukolin?
That was indeed. That was a blink out of Hercules, actually.
Really? No? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I saw them blink away. Yeah, it was the blink out of the.
And
Hercules.
Where did he go? Where did Loki go?
You're the Fire Giant, and they siege down the right side, trying to get as many kills.
Hercules going in, but Soul gonna get away.
Now that Herc is definitely showing more pressure than this Kukolin in the late game. Not having to fight for his passive attacks like the Ku does, and just having that free healing off of his 3. Now they can easily
not ever underestimate what a Herc can do.
Knowing that mid Phoenix is going to go down as well here. Susano's going to try to defend that mid Phoenix with that Fenrir who still has his ult up.
And the Royal Jesters just going in 4v3. It does not matter. Elite Tortuga just doing him dirty.
Now,
at this point, it looks like they're playing it safe. They're just going for the Phoenixes.
They learned from their mistake in that last game from that Maui ult, and they're just going to take these Phoenixes and try to get some picks, but they're going to back off here. Definitely learned that last game. They could.
I don't know if I entirely agree with that. I think they're compensating a little too much for it, but getting the Oni waves here is massive. Oni fire waves in all lanes for the Royal Jesters.
The Royal Jesters or the Vibe Tribe support is still one level down from 20 and not even close to full build. He is still 2
Absolutely.
items away, and same for the soul being 1 item away. Majority of the Vibe Tribe do not even have a full build. So those
None of
ulti
them.
waves are going to be
No Vibe Tribe
extremely
member has
good
a full
here,
build.
allowing them
Not
to
a single one.
just easily push down one lane and possibly get that Oni wave into the Titan room. But they're going to be going for this Pyro here to secure another bomb for them to get that extra damage on the Titan when they need it.
Playing it very, very safe. It looks like we're going to see the Royal Jesters come out on top. Susano trying to get his red buff.
It looks
Is he
like
going to get collapsed on?
Be able to get it there. Susano blinked
Oh!
down. Susano ult.
Susano blinks, Susano ult, and I'm pretty sure Susano beads. Yes, they are still down.
Down for the
This is a
seconds. This might
is a-
just be the last fight of the game here.
This is
If
a
the Royal
very
Jesters
bad
take
spot
it,
for their
this is the end
Susano.
of the game.
Maui going to be putting down his bracer for sure. They're going to need all the help they can get.
Sobek trying to look for some plucks coming in. Sees the soul, gets the soul, who beats and then immunes right away. Now that's both of her CC immunities down besides of her ult. Loki still having his ult, trying to go into this 4v1 there to poke them out a little bit.
Titan healed up.
They
Susano picked out!
take off and
Hercules 2-1!
Enies
is down as well!
Loki trying to do
You
as much
won.
damage as he can.
Mini getting
Mini goes down, Loki goes down.
Soul
gets
pulled back!
one more time with no
Soul
ult or speed. Soul
is
goes
gone!
down, and that is the end
And this game
of game
is
3.
gone! Royal Jesters taking this game 2-1. Or the set 2-1. Last game we saw Vibe Tribe come back. This game, we saw Royal Jesters take an early game comp and use it late game for a win.
Now that
some
was definitely
very-
a really good game there.
That wasn't just a good game. That was a phenomenal set.
Just back and forth every game, every set, except for that starting one.
Vibe Tribe may have gotten handed that loss in that first game, but both teams fought tooth and nail over those last two games. Royal Jesters coming out your victors for that last set of week 1, 2-1 over the Vibe Tribe. Honestly, as far as most valuable players for their teams, Vito has got to be the most valuable player for Vibe Tribe. Single-handedly keeping them in that second game.
I would go with Entricked there for Vibe Tribe. All 3 games he showed that he had that presence on that Merlin pick. He had top damage out of all the players, showing that he was there, that he was able to keep up. Even on that Cleodana pick, he was able to burst down as anyone that he saw in an instant, securing so many kills and just having a lot of damage, as well as this game in the Susano. He wasn't too prominent, but he did have some pretty good picks here and there.
He had pretty good picks, but I feel like he got picked out a lot more.
He did on this Susano picked in this game, for sure. And then definitely for the gestures, it would have to be Rizgod on that Sobek.
Rizgod does not miss Sobek plugs. The one he missed
Was out of range.
it was just out of range. He was online still. Like, what the hell, man?
Definitely Rizgod secured this win for them by getting all those plucks off in that late game fight. Being able to pluck the soul, get both her beads and her immunity before the fight even started. Just solidified that end game.
Either way. That seems to be the end of this set. And what a hell of a set it was. Thank everybody so much for watching. Mechanus Caduceus, Cthulhu Senpai. I'm signing off. Any last thoughts from you though?
Definitely a great start to the season, and I can't wait to see some more of this.
Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.